Conjuring: The Last Rites, supposedly the final Conjuring film. Mainline film, I think. I'm sure they're going to keep the door open to spin-offs because this franchise prints money. Even the stinkiest garbage that spawns from it, like The Nun and The Nun 2. Oh, Jiminy Christmas. I saw both of those films and I couldn't tell you a single scene in them. I'm going to get off on a side tangent. I don't need to blabber about that. I'm here to yap about the final Conjuring movie. Is it a banger, or does it kind of go out sad with a little whimper? Well, sorry to say, sports fans, I don't necessarily think it's like a high note. I don't think it's bad. It's definitely better than the third one. The Devil Made Me Do It. Again, that's a movie I watched, and I couldn't tell you a single thing that happened there. Fucking devil came in and put poop in my pants. I have no idea. But I can at least say this one I will probably remember. So that's good. I don't think it's like amazing though. It just follows the exact same formula every Conjuring movie has followed. It doesn't try to switch it up in regards to its scares. But where I think the movie actually does a good job is its character work. It has over a decade of building Ed and Lorraine Warren. So by this point, I'm pretty invested in these characters. I actually do care about them. I actually still remember seeing the first Conjuring movie in theaters, and it was a very good time. It was one of like the few horror movies at the time that I went to a movie theater to watch. I wasn't seeing movies as actively back in 2013 when that puppy dropped, and it was fun with my friends. So like, I do like the franchise. I just think it kind of became almost like a parody of itself. It just is so formulaic at this point. It just feels like they do it because they know it'll make them money, not necessarily because they want to. But in this film, I can at least say it seems like they wanted to send this movie off as like a love letter to these characters they've built for over a decade, and I appreciate that. That is definitely the standout of this movie. Ed and Lorraine Warren get a lot of fleshing out. They get a lot of time devoted to just seeing them interact with each other, and their daughter, Judy, who is a very big character in this film as well. Given the circumstances of her birth with demonic entities nearly killing her, that demonic entity is the only one Ed and Lorraine had ever run from, and now they gotta square off again, throw up in some pugilistic combat. A biblical smackdown ensues to save their daughter's soul. They do make a weird decision, though, where the main scary center, like the headquarters of Fright, which is a Pennsylvania home of the Smurls, based on, like, a case from the 80s with the Smurls claiming that their house was haunted and all of that. They actually don't get involved in that until, like, I don't know, 30 minutes, 40-ish minutes left of the film. Like, for the vast majority of this film, you just kind of see the Warrens hanging out, which is actually kind of okay because, like I said, I kind of care about the characters at this point, and seeing Ed come to terms with getting older and like them dealing with retirement and not being as popular as they once were and trying to figure out like, well, what's next? What's this next chapter in our life? It was actually kind of interesting. Like, I found myself caring, which is good. But of course, it's a horror movie. Like, that's not going to be where they put all their eggs in. It's obviously going to mainly be about the scares, which they don't do anything different with. Every single scene plays out exactly the same when it comes to trying to get you on edge. They go into a room in the Smurl house, and something's a little off. Wait a minute. The doll's moving around, but I just set the doll over there. Why is the doll moving around? Then the doll stops. The music is getting tense. She goes to pick up the doll. Everything stops. No sound. They stare at each other. Sets the doll down. You're expecting a jump scare. No jump scare. Then she turns around. Bing! Bang! Boom! Huge noise! Big eruption of noise because there's a scary face there now. It's just lame. It's not scary. It's not even like startling anymore at this point. It's just kind of sad. Like, I get jump scares are always going to be integral to like a mainstream horror movie. I understand that, and it doesn't bother me. In fact, I've even argued in support of jump scares being present in horror movies because I do think there is like that tension that builds up and a jump scare coming through to like cash in on it and even be like this release of all that tension. Like, it can be a very good tool. But here, it's just, I don't know, it just doesn't work. You've seen every single setup before. And even in this film, they do the exact same setup every single time with no deviation at all. I mean it. Every single jump scare is that exact formula I just laid out there. Like, to a T. It's just so played out, and it seems like they wanted to do something a bit more creative when it comes to cinematography. There are some shots in here that I found myself thinking, oh, that's pretty cool. I wonder what they're going to do with it. Oh, yep, no, here it comes. It's just going to be another generic jump scare. And it's a shame, because they do have some cool-looking shots here. But they then just, instead of, like, doing something unique with it, they just then start going back down the tried-and-true formula that is so played out with, like, a big boo moment. Another thing I am so beyond tired of, and it's not just The Conjuring that was guilty of this sin, it's a very standard horror cliche when it comes to possession films. They set up the demon, like this presence, as like a very powerful creature. Granted, all it ever really does is like show itself doing like a big smile in like a reflection or something to like startle someone, or it can like throw a chair or close a door or flicker the lights on and off like Nosferatu from SpongeBob. The point is, it's supposed to be like really strong. And in this movie, it does showcase some like real big power. It can trap people in a genjutsu, and it has people even kill themselves while like in this like fugue state it traps them in. Yet when it comes to like the final climactic battle, we're getting into spoilers, obviously. Big spoiler warning, here it is. Just like in other Conjuring movies, where it's like the big showdown between the Warrens and the demon, it always just lets it happen. It's not just in The Conjuring. Like, every horror movie with the demonic possession, it's like the demon is the most, like, bumbling fucking moron hell had to offer. Like, it just refuses to use its power to save itself or, like, stop the threat. It just lets it happen. It's like it enjoys being thwarted. It's just part of, like, the fun. It's like its favorite pastime is losing. Just being a colossal fucking loser. So, like, this demon has shown that it has the ability to trap people in these states. And it does it to the Warrens. It does it to someone else that kills themselves. And then, when the Warrens are, like, directly fighting it, it doesn't. It stops doing that. It no longer wants to trap them or isolate them or anything like that. It just lets them work together to read the scripture to beat it, and like just stop it in its tracks. But not only that, let's say maybe they were just so mentally strong that it cast out the demon's ability to grab hold of their mind. Okay, fair enough. But it also showed that it had the ability to seal doors, like literally just stop doors from working, close things at will. In the scene where it possesses Judy, it takes Judy to the attic to hang her. And while they have Judy under their control and are hanging Judy, well, the Warrens just climb into the attic and stop it, because the demon left the ladder to the attic down. Instead of sealing the attic, which would have 100% been checkmate, it just leaves it down there. And then after they free Judy, then it seals the attic. So after it has already lost hold of Judy and its plan stopped, then it decides to seal the attic. Why wouldn't it just do that to make sure Judy is as isolated from everyone as possible so they cannot get to her? It makes no sense. For these movies to work, they have to, like, nerf all of the demon's thinking processes at the end of the film, so that way the final battle can happen. Because if the demon just did what it was already doing throughout the film, which was basically just, like, tormenting and, like, making people miserable for fun, but even if it was doing, like, that, when it was trying to enact its plan of killing Judy, it would have succeeded if it just kept doing, like, sealing the attic, or, like, making people trip downstairs and confuse them on where things were or what's real and what's not. But it just decides not to. It just decides, who gives a fuck? Like, I just wish they would write a more satisfying fight with the demon that doesn't rely on just, like, pure luck that it happens to be a fucking imbecile that they're dealing with from hell. Like, the devil of dummies. Like, it'd be better if there was, like, an actual outsmarting of the demon or something, but there never is. It's just, like, Ed and Lorraine Warren, they go into this house with no fucking plan at all. They just go in there and they're like, oh man, there's definitely a demon here. Alright, let's just wander around aimlessly, all split up. That ought to do it. And, like, even when the demon is, like, fighting them, they do nothing to fight back. Like, he doesn't even, like, read scripture or anything until, like, the very end, and then the demon blows up the scripture. Like, why didn't it just do that in the first place? Again, why not just do it when they first get there or something? Or when, like, he was separated from the book? It's just, I don't know, it's so dumb. Again, you just have to fully suspend your disbelief and just stop thinking in order for, like, the final battles to be, like, palatable. And it's all, I also think it's just kind of cringe too. Like, when the possession happens, now all of a sudden Judy can, like, force push people and she just starts talking shit. That's, like, the big thing is, like, now they talk shit. All of them just, like, I don't know, treat it like an Xbox Live lobby. But, like, really tame. Like, they're not even, like, mean. They're just like, you're ugly. People think you stink. Like, that's the shit talk here in this movie. It's like, okay, come on. Anyway, though, I'll drop that and move on to something else I'm really tired of from The Conjuring, Annabelle. Just let it rest. Jesus Christ, I'm so tired of Annabelle always playing some kind of pivotal role in every Conjuring film. Somehow it always ties back to Annabelle. Goodness gracious. In this film, narratively it makes sense because Judy's here. Obviously, given the history of Judy and Annabelle, I get it. But you didn't need Annabelle this front and center here again. It's just stopped being scary at this point. It's become almost like a glup shitto from Star Wars where, like, Conjuring fans are supposed to point at the screen, "No! Annabelle's here!" I guess it's not really like glup shitto because Annabelle's like the fucking Darth Vader of the Conjuring franchise, but, like, it's there just so people will point and be like, "Oh, Annabelle! Yeah!" And to me, I'm just tired of it. I'm so fucking tired of it. But now that you've heard a lot of negativity from me about this film, overall, I don't think it's like a bad movie. Like, I was entertained. I don't regret seeing it. And it did feel like, you know, somewhat emotional to know that the franchise, at least the mainline franchise, is done with this film here. Supposedly. I guess we'll see if they actually commit to it. Hollywood says that shit all the time, only to dust it off like two or 3 years later. But even still, it doesn't change that I actually did care about these characters. And I do think the movie tackled them in a very good way. I really liked seeing them try and, you know, work together to figure out, well, what's next in life, you know? Getting older. You know, this kind of thing. I thought they did a good job character-wise. And, like I said, overall, I was entertained. I guess I just really wanted this film to just, like, actually be a banger and make me feel the same way I felt with the first Conjuring movie. Where at the time, it did feel, like, fresh. It felt like it was doing something kind of special. This one just feels like it's walking the same path, and it's more than content to just do the same things again and again and again and again. When it comes to, like, the horror of it, I just would have liked to see it try and spread its wings and do something a little different, especially in regards to its ending. I'm really tired of, like, the anime battle with the demon, but it's like the worst possible anime battle. Like, I would have much rather they thought of a little different spin to do there for the conclusion. Anyway, though, overall, it was a fine movie. I enjoyed it. I think most people are probably going to be satisfied with it, would be my guess. Like, if you already like the Conjuring movies, you'll probably like this one. It is better than the last one, for sure. That's really about it. So, yeah.
What's up, everybody? It's Critical. I'm playing Taxi Racer for the PC. Let's do this shit. Alright, here we go. It's a fucking utopia here. A tropical paradise. Arrow keys move. Buildings exist. Green circles are... Oh shit! I guess that's the most efficient way to pick up a passenger, just run their ass over. The sidewalk is just a smaller road. Ran right into that building. If it wasn't made out of rubber, it could have got messy. What the fuck was that? A glimpse of the future? Just flashed across my screen telling me what's gonna happen next. But I know it didn't predict this type of speed! I'm just zipping through this city. Yeah, who needs brakes? We got buildings at our disposal. Check out the drifting. Collision at its finest. That building is demolished. This is some intense shit. Now I'm eating street lights. This is incredible. Somebody call a company that manufactures anus cream. Tell them there's a new sheriff in town. Taxi Racer. I'm just cruising through this abandoned city. Fuck. Shit. Damn it, what is this, bumper cars? Bitch! Fine, I'll go around. You son of a bitch! I can't go over any obstacles here. Oh, there we go, I guess I just dropped them off at the strip club. We got a paying customer. Overshot his paying radius. Don't worry, here, hop in. What is he doing, telling a horse to giddy up? Come on, hustle. This is a taxi you're entering into, not a fucking merry-go-round. We need to go fast and you're going slow. You don't want to be late for your appointment with death. I was hoping if I hit that hard enough, he'd cease to exist. Why does slow shit McGee even need a taxi? I'm the only vehicle in this condemned city. Every other vehicle's already been consumed by this taxi company, along with all the civilians. He can just run to his destination without fear of slaughter and still get there in a reasonable time. Excuse me, building. I thought today was drive through the front doors of a building day. We're hanging a left. There it is. Oh shit! We almost exited reality. That was close. Fuck you, yellow lights. There you go. Enjoy your building area. Another green circle. Another human. Get your titties in the... What the fuck? Isn't this the same person I just dropped off 50 inches ago at that building? He must have just walked in there, got a boner, and decided to call it a day. Now he just spontaneously decides there's somewhere he's got to be. Somewhere worthy of his time. He's probably going to go to a library now to get an erection and just peel out. Pardon me, I just really wanted to buy some coral. I only have 167 years before humans live in this city again. I gotta get my passenger to his destination quick. Completely missed the destination. Fuckle your seatbelt. We're going back for it, you son of a bitch. You wanted the taxi, so you're gonna get the taxi. Fuck that palm tree you wanted to look at. Fuck that palm tree too. Palm trees don't exist. You want to be dropped off on the sidewalk in the middle of nowhere, you bitch? Now your clone needs a ride. He's on a fucking treadmill getting to my taxi. Alright, where's he going? Oh shit. Physics gave up for a second. I don't give a shit, it's a fucking taxi. Why is this wild simulation of taxi driving called Taxi Racer? Who am I racing against? What am I racing against? My patience? It's just me transporting clones to unidentified locations in a post-apocalyptic city. Now I understand I'm racing the clock, but that doesn't mean you can call this a racing game. If that's my foe, you might as well call this Taxi Timer, or The Lion, the Witch, and the Taxi. This arrow can go thoroughly massage some ass cheeks. I'm taking my own route. Oh shit. The taxi got its wiener sucked by a cake bakery. I'm still... Oh, son of a bitch. Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna follow the arrow. Just ran into every fucking store available. How many coral stores are in this city? Before the aliens invaded this area, the coral must have been flying off the shelves. What is this? There's like an ocean under the mountain next to the grass. Oh, what the fuck? The ocean is under the grass. This city is hiding an ocean under their grass. I don't give a shit. I'd rather climb the mountain. I can't climb the mountain. Alright. Well, now that I've found out their evil scheme... Oh, what the fuck? There's water under their buildings, too? This city is just hiding the ocean from the world. There's nothing I can do to stop them. I'm just a taxi. Best I can do is slam into their buildings and drive people slower. Oh, what the fuck is this? I've been eaten by a building. I can maneuver out of this. I am a taxi driver. Oh shit! What happened? Oh, what the fuck? This must be revenge for all the streetlights my taxi ate. The mystery machine will surely get the job done. Let's go! Full speed ahead! Oh, look at the speed! Look at the speed! Oh shit, slowing down is impossible. Alright, there we go. Fuck, I parked really far away. We'll be here till tomorrow. Alright, that was a quick 24 hours. Damn it. Turning in this wagon is not easy. Alright, there's a good turn. Parking inside a building, all part of this strategic planning. There we go. Good turn. Oh, shit. Good turn. Pinball. Good turn. There we go. Good turn. Damn it! I might as well start transporting people on a hoverboard. This is impossible to control. Goodness gracious. Anything that can be hit has been hit. What the fuck? I got caught in a giant spider web. Is this building a giant magnet that just pulled my taxi to it? This is preposterous. I'm done playing this. Well, that's the end of this video. Remember to rate the video, comment the video, and subscribe if you want to see videos similar to this one. See ya. What's up, everybody? It's Critical. I'm playing Chivalry Deadliest Warrior Beta for the PC. Let's do this shit. I played a lot of Chivalry Medieval Warfare, but I've only been playing this beta for like an hour, hour and a half. So I'm still getting my feet wet. Look at these noodle arms pump. This is how running is meant to look. This is what nature wanted for us. Enemy sighted. Let the dance begin, come on. I'm ready to rock and roll. Alright, you want to run away? That's fine. You can't escape me. You can't escape these noodle arms. I'm the fucking noodler. You think you can get away from the noodler? Yeah, fuck the Riddler. I'm the new Batman supervillain. Instead of asking Batman riddles, I'll ask him about noodles. Son of a bitch. Alright, I'm gonna try the Viking this time around. Spartan's not really working for me too well. Here we go. Incoming! Thank heavens that didn't hit anybody. Oh good, that missed as well. Awesome. Where'd my shield go? Did it just disappear? Excuse me, gentlemen. I seem to have misplaced my frisbee. Just trying to retrieve it. I guess my shield decided it didn't want to exist anymore. I have no fucking idea where it is unless it just dug a hole over here really quickly and I just can't find it now. Will you gentlemen please leave me to my business? I'd like to find my shield, please. You fucking bastard. Alright, fine. I'll take you to prom. Let's go get a little privacy away from everyone else. Just one-on-one. You still following me, champ? Yeah, there you are. I have no idea where I'm going, but I'll get us where we need to go. Awesome. You're on thin ice, mister. Oh, looky here. I get my shield back. I guess I had enough of hanging out with the Earth's mantle. I'm about to run this dude over like a freight train. I am absolutely going to dust his furniture. Goodness shitting gracious. It's like I just watched a star go supernova. How is he still standing, let alone swinging? Oh, you better be counting your chickens. If that shield had hit, he'd be a pile of ash. Here we go, we're back and cooking. We got the shield. We're cooking in the kitchen of shield. Oh, what the fuck, there's two of them? When did reinforcements arrive? When did he radio that in? The sky is just too damn bright today. Target acquired. Operation Weed Whacker is a go. Son of a bitch. Pardon me, I'd like my shield back. Alright, here we go, thank you. Let's commence the fight. Why can't, it's not letting me throw my shield, fuck! He is watering my garden right now. Why is the shield just glued to my back? There's not much I could do about that. I picked a fight with an anti-shield combat connoisseur. Hey friends, I brought a frisbee. Just hit a teammate. Doesn't bother me in the slightest. My shield thirsts for blood, it doesn't matter whose. Well, that just fell down Mariana's Trench. Something tells me I'm not going to be able to find this. Yeah, that's gone. As is my teammate. Now he's trying to shove a telephone down my dick hole. That's bullshit. I was blocking. Everyone knows. Skin beats metal. Go long! Looks like a flying saucer going through the air. That's the perfect intimidation tactic. Make the enemy think aliens entered the battlefield. Bring it on, purple team. I'll wash all of your dirty dishes. I don't give a shit. Splendid. The fuck are you doing, comrade? Is this one of those rain dances? Can't you see the snow on the ground? It's far too cold for rain in this environment, you fucking maniac. Oh, you do not want to go down this path. I will wash your fucking windows, bitch! How many times you want to get hit by a shield? I've hit you twice. 3 times? Ooh, that's not good. That's not good. Doctors say getting hit by a shield twice can leave you with some bad boo-boos. 3 times is just unheard of. How about 4? Checkmate. Your battleship has been sunk. And to think some imbeciles claim shields are used for defense. Where do you think you're taking your ass cheeks? Nope, get back here. I'm gonna spank him. Oh, wow, look at that. He's got a sword hanging out of his mouth. At least finish what you start eating, please, sir. Show some respect to the person who cooked you that sword. Oh, here we go. I'm going to compliment your titties. Why the fuck can't I land the shield now? It's like 3 in a row. Oh, shit, damn it. He's trying to pay my bills. Move. This is getting absurd. I have at most 0 kills and at least 13 deaths. That's not too bad, but I feel I could do better. Run for cover, I'm throwing Kung Lao's hat. I didn't hit anybody. I didn't hit anybody with that either. Color me surprised. Just grabbing my shield, gentlemen. Now I'm gonna skedaddle. You two enjoy each other's company. Why the fuck are you coming after me? It's the same dude, damn it. I wish you would stop doing my laundry. Holy shit. It's just not even a fair fight. He's a samurai with some advanced weapons. I'm a fucking Viking using half a watermelon as my shield. Is this dude performing an exorcism on himself? Just sitting there jogging in place. I think something's wrong with this guy's computer. I don't really care though, I need the kill. Thank you. I feel a lot better now. My self-esteem has never been this high. Finally, a kill. It only took 20 deaths to get it. And the person's computer killed itself. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Let's play a game of Am I Afraid of Being Outnumbered? I'm not. Game over. Who the fuck thinks they can stop me? You think you can stop me? Come here, bitch. Holy shit, I got another kill. That's 2. That's 2. Let's make it 3. I'm satisfied with 2. It's impossible for me to miss. Go ahead and call me Professor Never Miss. Fuck. Here we go. You're not ready? Son of a bitch, neither am I. Have to reload. Not worth it. I'd rather kick. Take that. How do you like my pedicure? My goodness. Come over here. I'll just stand here kicking. Walk into my foot. Just walk into... You walked into my foot. Are you a fucking lunatic? Walk into my foot again. All in all, it's one of my better games since I've been in the beta. I'm pretty happy with 3 and 16. It's pretty damn good to me. Alright, well, I'm done playing this. Well, that's the end of this video. Remember to rate the video, comment the video, and subscribe if you want to see videos similar to this one. See ya.
Dave Baszucki. You know him as the CEO of Roblox. I know him as a weird urinal cake I can't help but pee on from time to time because everything that he has done as CEO is just so odd. He is the guy that has been fighting tooth and nail, making it what seems to be his life's mission to bring dating to Roblox. Having a entire section of the Roblox business model carved out for dating. And initially, it was supposed to be for 17-plus-year-olds. Dave, that's underage, which was a lesson he refused to learn. He had to eventually be dragged kicking and screaming into reality that 17-year-olds are minors. And despite everyone on the planet telling him how weird it was that he wanted adult content accessible to 17 plus instead of locking it behind 18 plus, which he was adamant about, he refused to budge an inch on that. He was just lat spreading, just saying no, until eventually, I guess, someone was able to break through his noodle up there to, get the message through his thick skull. But everyone has also been saying how weird it is just conceptually to try and add adult content on Roblox to begin with. It is a platform used predominantly by children. Why do you want a dating service element of it? Why do you want adult content to even have a home on Roblox to begin with? Especially considering the reputation of Roblox as like a safe haven for predators at this point, where there are just so many issues with the way Roblox handles their predator problem. It's just a recipe for disaster, and everything Dave has done as CEO of Roblox is just fucking odd to me. And I think he himself is just creepy. I just watched a brand new interview with him that just kind of goes tits up here. He's unhinged. Like, he is actually off his gourd in the interview. I can't show you any clips from it, and just to set expectations, if you do watch it, which I recommend you do because it's fascinating, he's not like blowing a gasket or having a conniption, but he is like combative, defensive, and it seems like very upset about the interview, even though, according to this, Roblox was the one that pitched them on interviewing Dave Baszucki about child safety. Like, they didn't ambush him or anything, yet during the interview, it seems like he was fucking caught between a rock and a hard place. He was deer in the headlights for a lot of the questions they were asking. I don't know what he was expecting. Maybe he thought he'd go into the interview and both of them would be on their hands and knees just sucking his dick and fondling his balls, putting a finger in his ass for the G-spot tickling. Like, I don't know why he would be getting so mad when they were even the ones that were pushing for this interview in the first place. It's shocking. Let's take a peek at this moment here, which is transcribed. It's from the interview. It's probably the most heated moment from the interview. The interviewer is talking about manual safety versus an automated review process. And Dave Baszucki has a full-blown temper tantrum here. He gets red in the face, and then he starts trying to, like, talk over the interviewer who is trying to give his perspective. So he answers the question initially about like how he'd actually lean in harder, the shift would be constantly moving to higher quality, more accurate, more diligent systems. Can we review more? Can we do better? And then eventually just says, let's say we figure it out and the way to do that is with better and better AI models. Would you pick that? The interviewer says, yeah. And Dave Baszucki says, good, so you're aligning with what we did. High five. The interviewer then tries to give more to his perspective on things, saying, but I've also been covering social networks, and Dave Baszucki chimes in instantly to try and shut it down by talking over him, saying, thank you for supporting our Roblox decision matrix. Again, the interviewer tries to squeak out more thoughts. Dave Baszucki is not having that. He is going to try and absorb all of the fucking air in this room to try and bury the interviewer's topic. He tries again, but I also remember 15 years ago when, and here's Dave Baszucki with the fucking sledgehammer from the top turnbuckle. He interrupts, I'm so glad you guys are aligned with the way we run Roblox. High five. This is literally the behavior of a child putting his fingers in his ear going, la 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 la, I can't hear you, I can't hear you. That is what Dave Baszucki is doing here. And once again, the interviewer tries again. Right, I also remember 15 years ago when Mark Zuckerberg was saying, and then Dave Baszucki, once again with the fucking RKO, is this a stealth interview where actually you love everything we're doing and you're here to stealthily support it? Watching this segment of the interview was extraordinarily uncomfortable. It was so awkward. It had me kind of squirming in my seat a little bit, listening to this imbecile start to get combative here and try and bully the interviewer into submission to try and like force camaraderie or something. Oh, so like high five, you support us. Hi, stop, shut the fuck up. High five, you support us. You like stealthily love everything we're doing, am I right? Fist bump, put her here. You want me to sign you up for the Roblox dating service? I know. Alright, I'll give you an account. It's fucking weird. This guy sucks. He is so creepy. And if you want further evidence of that, just look at the way that the interview starts. Dave Baszucki immediately just kind of goes mask off here when asked what he thinks about the problem of predators on Roblox. His response was, we think of it not necessarily just as a problem, but an opportunity as well. How do we allow young people to build, communicate, and hang out together? How do we build the future of communication at the same time? You couldn't script a worse answer. When asked about his perspective on the predator problem with his platform, he said he doesn't view it just as a problem, but an opportunity. What? Pardon? Say that again for the people in the back on the bleachers. What did you just say about the predators preying on children on your platform? You view it as an opportunity? What a remarkably stupid thing to say, but maybe he's being very honest. I have always got the impression, and many others, that Roblox doesn't take the predator problem very seriously. There has been nothing in Roblox's history that leads me to believe that they do as much as they possibly can to keep children safe on that platform. So maybe this is Dave Baszucki just going full goatsy here and letting us take a peek at the foul insides. That he just doesn't really care that much, and really, it's not just a problem to him, but a real opportunity. I think, and this is being very charitable, but I think, based on the way he continued in the interview right after that, what he was trying to get at is that he's viewing this as a big conundrum that they're trying to solve of how do you grow all of these tools with one of the biggest platforms on the planet while also trying to like moderate it. So then he was going into like the state-of-the-art tools they're working on, like the age estimation features and the AI moderation tools and stuff like that. So it seems like he's trying to say like he's viewing it as an opportunity to grow their safety measures, kind of. I'm kind of making a big, generous leap based on how he was saying things, but the way he paints it as like an opportunity is crazy to me, because this is a huge issue that has been festering in his platform for many, many years, with who knows how many countless victims, how many countless children have been preyed upon by predators on his platform, and they have just simply not done enough to keep them safe, and even at times actively made it harder for those predators to be held accountable. And instead of like recognizing just how big of a problem that is and how bad it's gotten, he instead says that it's not just necessarily a problem, but an opportunity. That is so fucking tone deaf and just a really weird sentiment to even try and be expressing here when asked that question. And the interviewers do continue to talk about this subject, and it really seems like Dave Baszucki was completely caught off guard with his fucking pants down here. So, the interviewer goes on, yeah, I mean, you mentioned sort of kids leaving the platform, and it does become clear in those lawsuits that Roblox is kind of, where predators go to find kids, but then they do try to, and Baszucki once again cuts in. Well, I would say in the lawsuit or press, yes, I would categorically reject the actual description of what you're saying, but yes, what you might read in the news would portray it in that way, but then the interviewer interjects, you don't think you have a problem with predators on the platform? To which Baszucki says, I think we're doing an incredible job at innovating relative to the number of people on our platform and the hours and really leaning into the future of how this is going to work. Now, I get being the CEO of this multi-billion-dollar corporation, you can't just go out in there and say, yep, tons of pedophiles, predators running rampant on the streets of Roblox. I know, it's gotten bad, but don't worry, we're doing our best to put out the fires. I know he can't just say that up front, but he's just kind of like outright denying the existence of how big this problem is. And if I was a parent of a child who played Roblox and I saw this interview, I am deleting their account this same afternoon. Like, this is a CEO that I have no faith in keeping children safe on the platform from these bad actors that are preying upon them on Roblox. This interview, like, it is such a disaster. I don't know how he or anyone on the Roblox team thought that this would be a good idea for them if he is this unprepared to handle real questions about a very legitimate problem with his platform. And what's crazy is he is just like comically delusional and creepy and scummy. Like, not even just in the way he handles the questions about child safety on the platform, but one of the hosts here asked him a joke question about should there be a poly market for kids inside of Roblox, which is clearly in jest. Would you ever put a prediction market inside Roblox, like let kids bet with their Robux and say, I bet he's gonna steal a tung sahur? I know I've reached unk status at 31 years old. I have no fucking idea what that means. And then the other host chimes in, or I bet he's not gonna dress to impress. And Baszucki, upon hearing what is clearly to most sane people a joke of a question, actually talks about why he thinks that's a very good idea. I think we would have to do that once again. I'll share some of the complexity. Every single country in the world has different legislation around loot boxes and kid gambling, and so we would have to be, it sounds very fun and obvious, like I love that. That is his perspective on kid gambling, by the way. It sounds very fun and obvious. And then the interviewer chimes in saying, oh, to be clear, I think this is a horrible idea. And then there's laughter. I was just interested if you were thinking about it. And Baszucki says, well, I actually think it's a brilliant idea if it can be done in an educational way that's legal. And so imagine no free Robux, no free prizes, just a game called the Dress to Impress Predictor, where it's not like trying to get kids money or anything like that. I would be a big fan of it. And then the interviewers, interesting. Yes, start them young. That's what I always say when it comes to gambling. You're never too young. This slimy worm is unironically actually trying to preach the pros of enabling kid gambling on Roblox. He's trying to say, well, no free Robux, no free prizes or anything, but what if it's educational? Educational gambling, of course, Dave Baszucki. How did I not think about that with educational gambling on Roblox? Absolutely, yeah, that won't open the door to anything bad. Oh my goodness, yeah, of course. It makes so much sense, David. He doesn't even try and like spruce it up a little bit, clean it up, tidy up the rough edges there of like children gambling. He himself literally says the word kid gambling. So he is just fully open like, yeah, kid gambling, like maybe that is a brilliant idea we should consider. Like he's not even trying to like skirt around the loopholes like mystery boxes of Labubu or something like that, or like a Pokemon card product, like TCG boxes or something. Like, He is just saying, oh no, kid gambling. Yeah, no, actually, that's a brilliant idea. We'd have to find a way to do it legally, of course. I'm sure there's a way, but it could be great education. Wild. Actually wild. Like I said, I highly recommend you check out the actual interview. It is unbelievable that not only did he agree to do this interview, but that it was their idea to do this interview in the first place. He wanted to be interviewed, apparently. Unreal. I just had to yap about this once I watched it. That's really about it. So yeah.
What's up, everybody? It's Critical. I'm playing Toho 10. Let's do this shit. Oh, I'm playing Lunatic difficulty. Ain't no time for shitting. What is this? Oh, this is a conundrum, but I'll choose her. I can't read Alien, but I'll choose the top one. Now, I know the controls, so asses will be spanked. Let's do it. Here we go. A fucking flawless start. That is incredible. Oh, they're trying to get me from the flank. Oh, I'm just dancing with them. Taking them to the ballroom for the waltz. Fucking welcome to the Space Jam. I got Little Red Riding Hood firing on all cylinders, wheeling and dealing. Oh, this is remarkable. Oh shit. Oh fuck, they've got me in between a rock and a hard place. Dodge. Ah shit. Do not panic, we still have a powerful ally on our side. My wiener. Oh fuck, dodge. I gotta dodge it. Dodge. Yes. Shit. Went headstrong right into that laser beam. I'm using the bombs now. There's no holds barred. What the fuck? So this is what the asshole looks like just before a fart. Dodging. Fuck. Shit. Vengeance will be swift and severe. Fuck, I'm out of bombs. Resorting to evasive abilities. You cannot scratch that which wears a medieval suit of armor. Look at these dodges. Fuck. They're squirting diarrhea at me. Oh, I dodged it. Oh, shit. Alright, here we go. This is... Fuck! Alright, I got it now. Not even the mightiest of caterpillars could stand up to a rhinoceros. And you are not the rhinoceros in this scenario. Yes! Oh, what the fuck? It's stopping me from shooting. Let me shoot. Oh, there we go. Must have been a cutscene before a boss battle. I'm not afraid of this boss, though. I got bombs on my side. You can't handle this shit. Call 1-800 can't handle this shit. Fuck, I'm out of bombs. And she's tossing balloons at me. And I'll just dodge everything. It's not an issue. Son of a bitch. My dick is hard. My nipples are too. Go ahead, put your titties in my shoe. Got 2 hands. Both hands have fingers. When I take a shit, the smell lingers. My shit may not always make it to the toilet. I'll put it in a pan on the stove and boil it. That's right, eat my shit for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. A low-calorie diet. Bitch, it'll make you thinner. Fuck! I was kicking ass there for a while. It's alright, I should still be able to pose a threat to a house made out of Legos. Fuck, I had to waste a bomb. The age-old bait and switch. Flawlessly executed, son of a bitch. That's gonna take its toll in the boss battle. She's launching knotted pubic hairs at me, but I'm fighting back with plasma anus rings. Shit, I'm out of bombs. Gotta dodge. Son of a bitch. The glass is half full. I got the bombs back. Here we go. This is more bang for your buck. This is taking the cake and fucking it too. Go fuck yourself, bonus failed. I don't give a shit about the bonus. I'm out of bombs. Oh, what the fuck is this? She just activated Swords of Revealing Light. I'm actually dodging it though. Fuck. This is a pound of ass baloney. How am I supposed to dodge all of that shit? That's fucking ridiculous. I'm not giving up. Nice dodging. Here we go. Back to the boss battle. Back to the home of the house. You see, because a house is a home. So when you enter a house, you're in someone else's home. That's quantum physics 101, bitch. Detonating explosives. I've got her back against the wall now. Shit. I used the bomb too far away, but I guess it really didn't matter. Fuck! She just slapped me with a sword dance. Will a nice bomb tickle your fancy? Say hello to Mitt Bomney. Is your favorite cartoon Bomb and Jerry? Yes. Bonus failed. Splendid. I wouldn't want it any other way. Alright, what do we got here? What is this? Oh shit! Fuck. Alright, I better get to start right from this change in scenery. I better not have to go through all that shit again. Thank goodness. My word, if I was forced to go through all that asshole shit again, I probably would have sent myself a text message encouraging myself to try again until I complete it. This is actually a lot easier than the last part because I start with full power-ups. You know, it's really fucking awesome how I can just finish stating how it's significantly easier because of the full power-ups, and now I'm just getting bombarded by battleship depth charges. Fuck it. I'll play their own game. I'll drop bombs on this bitch. Oh, fuck. Son of a bitch. That's it. That's it. I know your scheme, and I know how to counter it. I just... Damn it. Fuck. More bombs. Here you go. I don't know what's shooting me or where from, but these bombs have a blast radius of a big fucking blast radius, so I'm not too worried about it. Oh, you think you can hit me with those streams of piss? That's not gonna touch me! No, sir, no piss is gonna touch my shit. The enemy is deploying rice. Attempting to dodge rice. So far, so good. Oh, shit! That's the last straw. I'm like a fucking dodging machine. Damn it! Alright, you know what? You want to play dirty? Bombs. Bombs are dirty. Bombs will scuff up your shoes. Bonus failed. What the fuck does it take to get the bonus? What do you have to do? Do you have to fucking defeat the boss with your titties hog-tied to your hands? I've got this under control now. I'm dodging all of these fucking weird attacks. Oh yeah, this is too easy now. This is... Shit! Pardon the sniffles. My nose is runny. Shit, I have to use a bomb. That was a close call, but it is alright. What the fuck is this? It's like an eagle is flapping its wings, but like shooting 50 caliber rounds while doing it. Just wasted all my bombs on it, and it wasn't even the boss. Alright. Shit, I missed one of the power-ups. Who the fuck is this? Is that Sailor Moon? Is that who I'm fighting? What is this? Oh wow, this is fucking awesome. Hurling go-karts and slot machines at me. There we go, up close and personal. You're not too effective without throwing train cars at me, are you? Oh, you can blow that bonus out your shitter. How are you supposed to dodge that? I didn't have any bombs to deploy, so I couldn't counter it. But how are you supposed to dodge that? That's impossible. Alright, I'm done playing this. Well, that's the end of this video. Remember to rate the video, comment the video, and subscribe if you want to see videos similar to this one. See ya.
It's that time again where I drop trousers and plant a stinky one on Burger King. It is unbelievable how often I make fun of this company. I believe they have some of the worst fast food in the world. Your money would be better spent buying rats to eat than their food. It is just absolutely terrible. But the thing that keeps me shooting spitballs at them is they are addicted to awful, awful decisions. They're like the Ubisoft of fast food. They're just incapable of even accidentally stumbling into a good decision for their business, at least in America. Every time I mention this and go on this rant on stream, there's always someone like clockwork that says, but Charles, that's only in the States. Internationally, Burger King is serving up some high-quality cuisine. You know, what's better than serving up smiles? It's like, okay, I guess I can't speak for the quality of Burger King outside of America, but every Burger King in America is a fucking hate crime when it comes to food. It's terrible. It's terrible. And now their most recent announcement is probably their stupidest one yet, which is, that's an accomplishment. That is actually an achievement. I cannot believe Burger King found a way to get stupider, but they did it. That orb of confusion working overtime over there at the Burger King HQ.
Good morning, Patty.
Would you want an AI voice in your headset all day at work, built to assist you,
Looks like the women's restroom needs cleaning.
but also potentially listening in on your interactions with customers?
Thank God, finally! An AI assistant that can jack into the headset of all Burger King employees to act like their fucking mother saying, hey, did you remember to clean the bathroom? go lick the shitters clean, please. Burger King demands it. And then also monitoring your speech to ensure you are saying please and thank you enough times per day. Excellent. This is what everyone's been begging for. This is probably the most desperate attempt to ham-fist AI into a corporation to try and see any kind of like clawback on money, because I bet Burger King's already lost quite a bit investing in AI and somewhere in their pipeline. So they're like, okay, let's check for please and thank yous, and then anyone who's not, pinky up saying please and thank you to every customer will just fucking fire. And they're trying to frame this as a friendliness coach. My left butt cheek, a friendliness coach. All it's doing is reminding them to do chores and monitoring their speech. It's going to be used as a tool of fear, because if you don't say please and thank you enough, or go, shove your head in the toilet and give yourself a swirly when AI Patty at Burger King tells you to do so, you might lose your job. How is this coaching you in any way, shape, or form? This is outrageous. And also, believe it or not, Burger King's biggest issue isn't the lack of manners and friendliness. It's not because they're devoid of pleases and thank yous. That's not why people avoid Burger King like the plague. It's because they literally serve up the plague on a bun. They serve you sewage. They serve you radioactive sludge. If Burger King wants to improve customer satisfaction, work on your fucking menu, not the pleases and thank yous from your employees.
Well, that's what a new tool at Burger King plans to do, and it's causing quite a stir. The company's chief digital officer telling The Verge the new BK AI, named Patty, was listening for certain words like please and thank you, so managers could see how their staff was performing on friendliness.
The chief digital officer over there at Burger King is a damn clown. Well, this is so fucking stupid. What in tarnation? Imagine everything goes wrong in your life and you unfortunately go to the Burger King drive-thru because every other fast food place is burnt down for some reason. So you're in the Burger King drive-thru and you're communicating with the worker and they just keep saying please over and over and over again. And you pull up to the window and you see sweat pouring down their face. They're fucking panic in their eyes because they've got Patty in their headset threatening their life. If there's not enough pleases in there, they're gonna stop their heart or something, like blow up their brain like it's Suicide Squad. You only said please 15 times during that interaction. I'm sorry, Doug. This is the end of the line. Their fucking head pops.
Burger King providing NBC News with this video showing off the new tool.
Is there anything that needs my immediate attention? The team's friendliness scores this morning were the highest this week.
Yeah! New record for the friendliness score. We did it, Burger King employees. We're super friendly. Thank you, AI assistant Patty, for keeping everyone in line and coaching us on how to say please and thank you enough. We saved Burger King!
The company telling us in a statement that the tool, listening for keywords, was used in limited pilot restaurants.
This is anonymized data, so it is not tied back to an employee.
Let me interrupt you there. No, it's not. You're full of shit. You're full of fucking dog shit, actually. There's no such thing as anonymized data in the current day and age. Everything you interact with, everything you use, and it's certainly every AI spy that they're jacking into your fucking headset is collecting data. No doubt in my mind. I don't even know why you're bothering to try and spin that baloney. Everyone knows that's not true, brother. What the fuck is even the point in trying to hide it? There's no punishments for it or anything anymore. Just say it with your whole chest. Everyone knows. It's despicable, but that's the state of the world right now.
And it's really a coaching tool. It's about ensuring that we raise the hospitality for the overall restaurant.
The company also saying, we believe hospitality is fundamentally human.
Fundamentally human, you say? Why are you using AI to teach it then? Oh, this hospitality thing, fundamentally human, which is why we brought in Jarvis over here that can blow up your asshole if you don't say please enough to teach you how to be human. That makes a lot of sense there, Chief Digital Clown. Good work.
You could call it the friendly wars in retail.
The customer interaction matters. And for evidence of this, just take a look at the success of Chick-fil-A. A lot of people, when they talk about Chick-fil-A, don't actually talk about their chicken sandwiches. They talk about how the employees greet them.
What world are you living in, Buster? When people talk about Chick-fil-A, they are often talking about the food. Them having to say my pleasure, like fucking corporate drones, is not necessarily something people love about the experience. I don't know real human beings, like real non-bot people that go to Chick-fil-A and really feel like butterflies in their tummy and get tingly and excited when they say my pleasure when they get served by the Chick-fil-A employee. They are forced to say that. That makes it a non-genuine interaction. That makes it insincere. The reason Chick-fil-A is successful is not because they say my pleasure. It's because the food is very high quality compared to other options, like fucking Burger King, for example. This is ridiculous. And improving the friendliness score of Burger King isn't the secret ingredient here, the chemical X to save the business, man. There's only like one spot worse on the planet for food than Burger King, and that's Long John Silver's. Like, if you go to Long John Silver's and you try and eat the whole menu, you're basically committing suicide. So that is like the lowest food can go, and Burger King is just barely above that. And no amount of friendliness is going to change people's want to be in Burger King. Like, Long John Silver's could offer you a blowjob every time you walk through the doors, and people probably still wouldn't go if they also had to order food to receive it, because it's not worth it. It doesn't matter how friendly they are. Is it a nice thing if the employees are like really friendly and customers feel like they had a joyful experience or whatever? Yeah, that's cool. Like Culver's, I've always mentioned. Culver's is my favorite fast food place. I think their food is extremely good. And I've only had a positive experience there. Like, the first time I ever went to Culver's, the manager or whatever came up and apologized for the long wait for my fucking chicken tendies, even though it only been like 2 minutes. I didn't even realize I was waiting. Like, I had placed the order and then I sat on my phone for like what felt like 10 seconds. The guy came over, was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry this took so long. Here's a little gift card for some custard and stuff. I'm super sorry for the wait. It's almost ready. I was like, brother, I didn't even realize I was waiting. It's no big deal, man. And like, he was super nice. And like, every time I've been to Culver's, everyone's been great. But that's not the reason I keep going back. It's because the food is really good. That's just a nice little perk, I suppose. But the food is the reason why I keep going back to Culver's. And that's going to be the same song and dance across the board. And like, the difference is, when it feels organic, it's significantly better when it's forced by Burger King's AI patty that's jacked into their cerebral cortex, forcing them to say please and thank you out of fear for being fired. Like, if you're trying to create a positive atmosphere, it should probably start with the employees, I would say, more so than the customers. If the employees are happy and having fun, the friendliness score might just naturally boost because, well, maybe then it'll be a better environment that they'll want to interact more positively with customers as opposed to being forced under the corporate thumb to do so. It's so dumb. This whole idea of an AI assistant being used to coach employees on how to be friendly. It's outrageous, it's absurd, it's fucking gross. What a completely useless use of AI for the sake of having AI in Burger King. I cannot believe how dumb Burger King is, man. It blows my mind. So anyway, just wanted to insult them again for the millionth time because they keep doing absolute garbage like this. That's about it. See ya. For close to a decade now, I have watched every Amy Schumer movie and every Amy Schumer stand-up special that gets released. Not because I am a fan. In fact, quite the opposite. I don't like Amy Schumer. I do not like green eggs and ham. So then, why have I made it a tradition to watch every single new thing she puts out? That's like making hitting yourself in the head with a brick a tradition. Well, it's because sometimes in life, you have to do things you don't necessarily want to do, like growing up eating vegetables. Well, Miss Schumer is my vegetables. Does it make me healthier and stronger? Am I better for it? Absolutely not, really. It just kind of makes me unhappy. But I do this because I believe it's important that I do. This work I find to be crucial. In the words of John F. Kennedy, we choose to go to the moon and do the other things not because they are easy, but because they are hard. And I promise you there's nothing fucking harder than watching an Amy Schumer movie. She just released a new one. It's called Kinda Pregnant. It's on Netflix. It's not very good. Not the bravest take, not breaking new ground. I don't think anyone fell to their knees in surprise at my quick and dirty thoughts on it. Most people aren't really liking the movie. It's not being received overly well, which has become standard protocol for a Schumer production. But I'd still like to debrief on what I watched. It's therapeutic for me. It's very obvious. I'm not the target demographic for this movie. Kinda Pregnant is not a film that's aiming to make me happy and kick my legs up in my chair in excitement. I recognize that. So it's entirely possible that you or a loved one really enjoy this movie and completely disagree with me on my critique of it. But just know if that's the case, you're wrong for it. This movie's just not good, and I don't think achieves anything it sets out to do. I will say, though, her movies are significantly better than her stand-up. That's always kind of been the case. Not exactly the highest praise, I know that. That's like saying pee is better than piss. Kind of the same thing, but I imagine many of you haven't subjected yourself to the torture of watching a full Amy Schumer comedy set. Just take my word for this. It's one of those things where you finish it and you feel the need to go on Facebook to mark yourself safe. Like, you know, that shit after a tragic event where people, like to let their family know they're alive. That's how it feels to finish one of those. Finishing an Amy Schumer movie, however, is just exhausting. Was I entertained? No. Did I laugh? No. So what did I get out of it? Nothing. Just an hour and 40 down the tubes. That's really about it. So Kinda Pregnant has Amy Schumer as the lead role, Lainey. Lainey wants a family badly. She's always wanted to be a mother. But the relationship she's been in for 4 years ends abruptly when the guy asks for a threesome and then starts being like this playboy. He's like, becomes like fucking Tony Stark, where he's got like 9 women following him at all times. So that falls apart, and now she's approaching 40, and well, she doesn't have a husband or anything, but she still wants to be a mom, and now her best friend just found out she's pregnant with her husband, and it makes Lainey really jealous. She then puts on a fake pregnancy tummy, and people assume she's pregnant. She doesn't correct them, and then she ends up making friends while still putting on the ruse of being pregnant. And then she even falls in love with someone who thinks she's pregnant, and now she's truly stuck because she has to keep up the facade, otherwise they're gonna know that she's a liar and a weirdo for faking pregnancy for attention and friends in the first place. Now, an interesting twist on that concept is that she's only pretending to be pregnant half the time. So she fakes pregnancy with, like, one group of friends, but with her best friend, Kate, who's actually pregnant, she doesn't. And she's a middle school teacher, and she doesn't fake pregnancy there either. But she also told the other friend group that she's a teacher, so then sometimes they come and visit her at school, so then she'll take a balloon and stuff it under her shirt, so that way they'd be none the wiser. I'm not gonna bother yapping about the story that much, because who gives a fuck? It's really just there as a vessel to lead Amy into wacky, sticky situations with this mess she's found herself in. And that'd be fine if the scenes were amusing. Which, of course, was never in the cards, and I knew that when turning the movie on. Expecting an Amy Schumer movie to make you smile is like expecting salt water to not hurt your eyes. But with nothing else in the film, basically just being a bounce between one wacky scene to the next, it needs to hit on the comedy, and it doesn't. I will say, though, that there was a surprising lack of vagina jokes, which Amy Schumer has become known for. That's her fucking bread and butter. Like, Amy Schumer and talking about pussy, that's spaghetti and meatballs right there. Now, of course, don't get me wrong. There is moments where she talks about her holes. In fact, she has a whole sequence dedicated to her mentioning all of her holes in a variety of ways. And there is still, of course, her talking about vagina. That's present, but in a lesser degree than it has been in her previous work. And that's because she has now delegated that role. She's kind of passed the torch to a different character in this movie, the guidance counselor that works with her at the school. I cannot remember that character's name, but it's a guidance counselor whose whole purpose in the film is just being very vulgar and over the top. You know, I just jerked off this alpaca and I put its cum in my macchiato. And she takes a swig of it, that kind of thing. And then she's talking about, like, you know, labia and all that. So it's still there, but it's just not always Amy Schumer being the instigator, which I found to be pretty interesting. Instead, Amy Schumer is focused on being really bombastic and, like, slapstick. So, like, the earliest attempts at comedy in this film are Amy Schumer walking up to her date and she stumbles. So she falls down like a stair, and she's like, oh jeez, oh man. And then she comes up to a cake and fucking slams it because she thought there was going to be a wedding ring in it. So, and then she starts yelling and screaming like, you want a scene? Here's a scene. Rips off her dress, twirling it over her head. And that's kind of her comedy in the movie, is just being like really loud and becoming the center of attention. Like there's another scene where she's on a date with Will Forte, who becomes the main love interest. And he mentions there's a guy on the ice that's kind of ruining the ice. So she screams at him that he's going to get killed if he keeps doing it up. She's fucking yelling and screaming at him. And that's most of her jokes throughout the film. Now, of course, she has like the little quips, and she bounces off Will Forte for these quips. It doesn't work for me. Maybe someone out there will really enjoy the comedic stylings of Amy Schumer. Wasn't hitting for me. That was shitting, unfortunately. And one thing I found really interesting is that throughout the entire runtime of this film, I would imagine there is not a single scene that goes by without Lainey being present. I'm pretty sure across the entire hour 40 or however long the movie is, she is there for every fucking second of it. And it feels like every character in this movie is there solely to elevate her character, because she just steps all over them. Every character just feels like some kind of fucking, like plyometric that she'll jump on top of in order to get like the joke in. So the most egregious example is her best friend Kate, the one who's actually present and then sends her down this spiral. Kate, she's not even a character. She's just kind of like a step stool for Lainey to plop herself on top of. Because every time Kate is in a scene, Lainey's there too, and then Lainey makes it all about herself and making her the spectacle of it. And it's not like, that's the message, how Lainey's been selfish, like you're jealous of your friend's happiest moment, having this baby. No, because the film doesn't actually give any consequences to Lainey for her lying and all of her dishonesty, and also the way that she like melted down in class. Like she started a fucking fire in the school because she was having like this big breakdown, and she's just in general a bad teacher from everything they show, but she doesn't get any consequences at all. She doesn't learn or grow. So that definitely isn't a message. It's just every time there is a scene with another character, Lainey will be there to ensure that that other character doesn't get to do anything. It has to be Amy Schumer being the full fucking focus at all times. It just felt really weird to me. It seems as though there was this almost spiteful decision made from the production staff. This was produced by Happy Madison. Adam Sandler is credited as one of the producers. And it almost feels like Adam Sandler was like, okay, so people don't like Amy Schumer? Well, how about a movie where it's Amy Schumer in every fucking scene? You don't like her? Well, you're gonna get her for every goddamn frame of this movie. It's like when, your parents catch you smoking a cigarette and they're really disappointed. It's like, what are you doing? Okay, you like to smoke cigarettes? Well, here, you're gonna smoke the whole damn pack right now. That kind of thing. It was so much Amy Schumer. And I know it's an Amy Schumer movie, but holy shit. It really, I can't think of a scene that happened that didn't have her in it and trying to take all of the attention away from all of the other characters. No character in this movie besides her has anything to do except for Will Forte's character, Josh, whose only role is to love Amy unconditionally, immediately, and not care that she has completely deceived him from the very beginning, and he actually doesn't know anything about her because everything she has ever said to him basically is a fucking lie. And he's just supposed to be like a clapping seal that's okay with it because they fucked once. It's just, I don't know. I don't really understand what the movie was even trying to do, like with the messaging of it or anything, if there even was one. Because it's not even a movie that celebrates pregnancy or anything. A lot of these slapstick jokes Amy plays is about how, she's gonna like kill the baby and get an abortion, and she's like falling on her stomach all the time. So like there's panic ensuing. So there's not like even really anything beyond just giving you like wacky scenes that are supposed to make you laugh. But I just don't think the comedy hits, so I don't think many people will laugh at them. And judging by like most people's reception to it, it's not really hitting in any of the demographics, even outside of just like the fucking dumb idiot like me that'll sit down and watch it knowing full well he's not going to like it going into it. You know what I mean? Anyway, though, I'll stop ranting about it. What an extraordinary use of a bit of my Valentine's Day here watching Amy Schumer's Kinda Pregnant. So, just needed to vent about it. And, I watch every Amy Schumer production. And I'll continue to do so. And maybe one day we will find gold. There will be an actual banger from Schumer. But that day has not come to pass yet, and it is not kind of pregnant. But who knows? Maybe it'll be the next one. That's really about it. So yeah. I'm pretty sure I never made a review on Peacemaker Season 1, so I'm going to do that now briefly. I liked it. So with that out of the way, let's talk about Season 2 because the finale just aired. And I'm going to tell you something, sports fans. Brains were made for thinking, and boy howdy do I have thoughts. There's good and bad. The finale, bad. I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid off right now. There's going to be spoilers here. I'm going to be talking about spoilers. This is your fair warning. Alright, let's begin. Season 2 is very different than Season 1. At least, I feel like it is. Season 1 was all about getting you to care about Peacemaker. This is a character most people had never heard of until the Suicide Squad rolls around, and then James Gunn gave you this character that most people wouldn't wipe their fucking ass with, and then all of a sudden tried to get you to care for him. Which is a tall order considering you had seen Peacemaker kill a beloved character in the Suicide Squad movie. Yet he takes a risk, makes Peacemaker the front man, and John Cena, who is a talented actor but never really showcased like deep chops for an emotionally complex character until this. In Season 1 of Peacemaker, I really bought into him. He had so much going on. A guy who had grown up under the guidance of some evil people and had done some heinous things, all in the name of what he believed was justice, peace. He said it best. If every grain of sand on a beach was a dick, he would suck each and every one of them if it meant peace would, fall upon the world or whatever. He truly believed that what he was doing was for the better of the world. But everyone can see, the viewers, he's a bad guy. And throughout Season 1, you see him start to change subtly, slowly, but he changes in a big, big, big way. He gets friends. And these friends are just as complex and just as fucked up as he is, and together they end up saving the world. It's a really good season, I felt. I thought it was exciting, and it did a great job getting you invested in these characters that you've never heard of. Season 2 now dives deeper outside of Peacemaker, and now you're seeing significantly more of Amelia Harcourt. She, I would actually say, is kind of the main character of the season. We get a lot of fleshing out of everything that's kind of fucked up in her life, and she can't get the job that she's basically done her whole life, and it's their whole reason for living is being, the secret agent that goes on missions for the fate of the country, fighting for her country, and she can't do that anymore after the events of Season 1. So now she's just fucking cruising bars, getting into fights. And we see a lot of what happens in Season 2 through Amelia Harcourt's eyes. It's not like POV, I'm not talking like fucking Cloverfield or anything here, but we are following it through Amelia Harcourt going through it. But that's not to say that Peacemaker fully takes a back seat or anything, he is still very present. He's going through a lot. So Season 2, he is now really exploring the dimension access that he has. There is a quantum unfolding space, which you're introduced to in Season 1, and in this season, he's now exploring, and he happens to stumble upon a dimension that's extremely similar to our world, except his brother's alive. And his dad actually cares about him. And everybody loves Peacemaker. They view him as, the superhero. That guy is the shit. And he's never had anything like that. Love, adoration, and it's something he's always wanted. Season 2 drives home just how badly he wants to be accepted, how badly he wants to be a hero. And then he finds this dimension, and immediately he kills his doppelganger. He kills the Peacemaker of that dimension. It's actually amazing. It's a really good sequence. And now he's flip-flopping back and forth between these worlds. And I think that's super cool. Eagly as well. Eagly has a lot going on. Eagly has his own fucking story arc where he battles against a man who believes eagle are beaked vermin that must be exterminated from the country to save us from a curse. It's fucking, I actually really liked that a lot. It's goofy, but it was exciting, actually. Eagly versus that hunter. That was fun. I do like them exploring these characters deeper, and Season 2 is start to finish basically just about these characters becoming even more inseparable and even tighter. Chris, Peacemaker, is under surveillance because they don't trust him. They get a blip when he's using that quantum unfolding space in the different dimensions, so now they're investigating him and they're about to swoop in and try and take control of it. That's the main big bad motivator here. Rick Flag Sr. has taken over and obviously holds a grudge against Peacemaker and wants an excuse to kill him. So the 11th Street kids work together to try and, keep Peacemaker safe and help him deal with everything that he is experiencing, with everything that's happening in the other dimension, all that kind of stuff. And most of it's played off comedically. I actually think the comedy in Season 2 is better than in Season 1. Especially a new character they introduced, Flurry. He had me giggling hard. So that was a nice treat. And most of what I'm saying here are things I liked about it. I think these are positive aspects. I do think they did a good job with these characters. But I have very similar feelings on Season 2 of Peacemaker to House of the Dragon Season 2, where it felt like the whole season is just building. Just building, building. And then the finale hits, and I really think this is a very disappointing finale. I was streaming tonight, and a lot of people were saying the same thing about how let down they were by the finale, because the finale is basically just setting up for the events that are going to follow either in a later season or in another DCU movie. It is purely a season that gets the framework set up for the next thing. You don't really feel a sense of closure or a sense of a big accomplishment. Season 1 feels like a complete package. It clearly sets up for more, but at the end of Season 1, a lot was accomplished. Here, it's mainly just these characters get closer, and Peacemaker and Amelia start to recognize their love for one another. Things happen, but there's no real sense of anything, huge or any kind of big resolution. It ends with Chris getting trapped on another world. And that's it. And the finale is mainly just a music video. You spend more time listening to bands in the finale than you do watching a show, really. So, it is disappointing. And it feels like the journey here didn't really have a conclusion. And that the journey was really the friends we made along the way. Full stop. That is unironically kind of the experience of Season 2. So it's just underwhelming that it builds to things that don't even get concluded in the show. It just sets up the pieces on the board and nothing else. And I understand, getting ready for the next phase and moving down the line with more DC projects and needing to make this fit in and getting it rolling. But, like I said, with Season 1, it still felt like it accomplished that while giving you a complete experience in the season, where it felt like things were happening. Season 2 also, it doesn't have a whole lot of action, which is fine because it does good character work. I think the writing is solid around the characters for the most part. But, there isn't a whole lot of Peacemaker doing things. Actually, I'm pretty sure Peacemaker only has 2 scenes in the entire season of him actually, fighting. One of them is he fights his doppelganger. It's a very brief encounter, but it's fun. And the other is when he's saving the day in another dimension, in that alternate world where he's the hero. I can't think of any other instance of him even battling or doing anything. Actually, that's not true. He fought Judo Master, again, very briefly in the forest when he was running away. It's he just didn't get a whole lot to do, and that's kind of the same song and dance for every other character. Outside of, developing them further as, friends and, all the fucked up baggage that they're carrying and learning to come to terms with it and move forward and be stronger from it. Outside of, those character struggles, there's not a whole lot of things the characters get to do, actively do. So overall, it's just a little disappointing, especially considering the note that Season 2 leaves off on with the finale. The finale is, shockingly weak. So, I didn't dislike Season 2, I still did enjoy it. It's not bad, but it is, I don't know, it feels a little undercooked. There was definitely a better meal that could have been served with all of the things that they had, all of the ingredients. I think they were too focused on setting things up for the next, either season of Peacemaker or the next Superman movie or something like that. I think it was a little too thinking about the future that it kind of neglected what would make a season successful, like Peacemaker Season 1. So I think it was a bit of a step back overall, but I didn't hate it. Anyway, though, that's just kind of how I feel about Peacemaker Season 2. That's about it. See ya. I have been paying very close attention to the Twitch bot apocalypse. I've kept my finger on the pulse of it. I find it to be a really interesting topic here. For those that don't know, a few days ago, Twitch made good on their promise where they swore they would be making bot detection and eradication a priority. They finally called attention to a issue that has plagued Twitch since the beginning. Since the genesis of Twitch, in the primordial soup of streaming, there has been bots that have infected the platform. And for the longest time, Twitch had gone really hands-off. They said, you know what, if we don't put our hands on the stove, we won't know if it's hot. But recently they said that they were going to actually be directly attacking this bot issue. And a few days ago, they rolled out their first targeted strike here on bots. And boy, howdy, it was a doozy. Apparently, the overall viewership on Twitch went down as much as 24% compared to last week, with many big streamers suddenly losing thousands of viewers. Not just big streamers, streamers of all shapes and sizes lost tons and tons of viewers, like across the board. It was a pretty big purge of invalid traffic, bot activity. As I said a couple days ago, I was pretty surprised with how hard they hit the ground running here. I thought it would just be like lightly poking the bear, like, oh, we got rid of like 100 bots. Big W, Twitch is saved. But no, they kind of like, they dropped a bomb here. It was a pretty big deal. So big, in fact, that a lot of streamers, many suspected of being a view botter, had just decided not to stream for like the last week or so, inexplicably. Just randomly deciding not to stream during the bot purge, which of course has everyone raising an eyebrow. And of course all of this has led to a lot of finger pointing, a lot of shit stirring, a lot of spitting, a lot of farting and coming. It's been kind of pandemonium in the streaming space as people are noticing view counts have been dropped from a lot of streamers. And in some cases, drastically. So the natural conclusion people are drawing is they were view botting. And as I predicted, and as everyone predicted, nobody wants to own up to being privy to their channel being view botted, because that's against the rules. They would get banned. No one's ever going to admit to it. So it's been a lot of cope and a lot of excuses, like, oh, it must have just been this stranger over here that's been doing this and I had no fucking clue. I'm glad that it's getting solved. Everyone is talking about this as a positive thing. Meanwhile, in the background, there are people that no doubt are shaking their fist in anger in demanding that their botting service get it under control and fix it, because they need those viewer numbers to go back to where they were. Because obviously, if it doesn't, people are going to be aware there was some fraudulent activity there. And the only question remains, did the streamer know? Like, were they guilty of paying for the service themselves? Or was it like an org they were affiliated with? Because according to a lot of the data, all of which is public, by the way, you can see all of the viewer numbers post and pre-purge. All of this is public. So you can see a lot of streamers that are affiliated with an org, like OTK is the big one everyone's talked about. But not just OTK, there were other orgs coming under fire as well. Namely, FaZe was another one that people had a lot of question marks over their head with, because a lot of the streamers affiliated with FaZe also took huge drastic drops in their viewership during this purge. So the speculation is that these orgs are boosting the numbers of some of the streamers under their umbrella, because by having more successful streamers under their brand, it's good for the brand. Obviously, the motivation is to make more money, because you can make significantly more doubloons if the streamers that are under your blanket are more popular. So if you boost your streamers by thousands upon thousands of viewers that they don't legitimately have, you can still bring those numbers to brands that would be none the wiser in the partnership. And according to some other streamers, there's been actually quite a bit of talk from streamers about orgs even like softly admitting to doing this in certain cases. I don't know like all the particulars around that, but there has been like a lot of discussion that orgs do actually do this. Like, it's not just a full-blown conspiracy theory, but then the question becomes, well, do the streamers under these orgs know about that? Like, there's just a lot of questions now after all of this bot detection and all this bot purging. It's been a flood of questions, like Yahoo Answers just got revived. Did the streamers viewbot themselves? Was it a member of their community viewbotting the streamer? Did the streamer, are they a victim of like a stranger, a malicious bad actor trying to artificially boost their numbers to potentially ruin their reputation? Is there a super fan of the streamer that's trying to boost their favorite streamer to make them more popular because they just love them so much? Does the streamer know that the org they're affiliated with might be boosting their numbers? Just so many questions. And another big discussion that's come from all of this is about sponsors. Allegedly, some sponsors have been botting sponsored streams in order to make it seem more popular to the average viewer. So they'll artificially boost those numbers so it seems like there's more hype around the product, and they've also been accused of botting even beyond sponsored streams, because by being partnered with that streamer, it's better for their brand if that streamer is perceived as more popular. So they'll boost them even beyond the sponsored stream, just so that way they can use it as marketing material, like, hey look, we're partnered with this big guy. And meanwhile, a lot of the viewership is botted by the sponsor, allegedly. But I also want to mention that in only 2 days here, it seems that there are some botting services that have already found ways of circumventing these bans. There are some streamers that have miraculously bounced back after a 3-day plummet to not only where they were, but in some cases even higher, despite nothing changing in their content and doing nothing different. So it does look like in certain cases, some bots have found a way to evade this. So I'm hoping this isn't Twitch's only action here against bots, because as I mentioned, it's going to be an ongoing tug of war. And it is good for the entire platform to do your best to stop bot activity. Fake, phony, baloney numbers are bad for all of the streamers on the platform, except for, of course, the ones that are paying to win in the streaming space. Which is another thing. There is a very real possibility, and something that has been talked about by some of the biggest streamers, that a strategy that used to be used and is probably still employed to a certain degree is some streamers would bot their streams for a while to try and grow an organic viewer base, and then they would completely stop paying for the botting service and just let the organic numbers start to take over as more people assimilate into the community. So, of course, this is never going to detect that strategy, but even still, Twitch needs to do everything it can to stop bots, because it is very bad for everyone on the platform to just let this rampant issue continue and spiral out of control. Now, I think I need to explain why I have this perspective and so many people have this perspective, because I've seen a lot of people downplaying this as like not a big deal, like this is a fucking nothing burger. Who cares about view counts? If you can pay for it, you should do it. It gives you the advantage in the space. You gotta stand out in the market, so if you can do anything to get an edge, you gotta fucking do it. And yeah, you're right, it's a saturated market, so obviously buying view bots is going to immediately help you stand out by floating to the top of a category, so that way some curious Georges will see you at the front there, and they'll click because you've got the most viewers, so obviously there's a lot of hubbub there, and they want to see what all the fuss is about, so they'll check out your stream because you have artificially inflated the numbers, and then you have now occupied that viewer, which takes it from another streamer that is legitimately streaming to an audience and a real community of people there to watch them instead of just an army of clankers. In fact, the argument kind of mirrors something from many moons ago when Twitch was still pretty new. I'm going to take you back to the past to talk about some titties and ass. There was a huge trend on Twitch for a while with something called booby streamers, if anyone remembers that, where there was a trend on Twitch where streamers would try and wear the most revealing clothing that Twitch would possibly allow in the most sexual of positions, and constantly putting cleavage as like the main hook to draw viewers in. And this drew a lot of outrage because people believed that by doing that, they were stealing viewers from their streams because they weren't showing cleavage and everything. It was a huge debate that raged on for years, actually, and people were always split on whether or not that was the case. Was this streamer with cleavage stealing a viewer from this guy over here who was building a brazen bull in Minecraft? Well, the jury was always out. But in this case, there is clear data, clear-cut, irrefutable evidence that viewbotting your streams and fucking leapfrogging your way ahead of everyone that is legitimately streaming with less viewers than you does actually steal the viewers from them. You are directly competing in the exact same content, but you have now floated more visibly to the top through artificially inflating your numbers, fundamentally paying to win, and cheating the system. That 100% does take viewers away from the actual streamers on Twitch. Across the board. It's not a debate, and it's not like a competitive advantage. You are cheating. You are breaking the rules of the website too, by the way. Twitch just doesn't choose to enforce them very often. They have just let this go unchecked for an extremely long period of time. But it's not allowed. You're not supposed to be able to do that. So this, again, is not a debate. So, the problem is, that shit sucks. That is bad, not only for all the streamers that are doing it legitimately, but it's also bad for the platform. I'm actually kind of surprised Twitch doesn't face more hot water for their handling of bots for this long, because while Twitch on their back end can identify fraudulent traffic and adjust your ad revenue for it, that is something they've talked about before, how, like, if you viewbot a stream up to 2 million viewers instantaneously and then just start farming ads, Twitch will go and analyze that traffic to see if it's real, and they will adjust your earnings on it. I've seen them talk about that. While Twitch can do that on their back end and not lose their ass on that, you know who can't? brands that work with streamers. The way a brand partnership works when it comes to streamers is they base your pay on your metrics. And the metrics that you provide, well, that's not going to account for bots. They can only go off the information that is accessible. And they don't have that back-end ability that Twitch has to go in there and see, well, who's a real viewer versus a fake one? Like, how many bots are here? They only have your metrics. So that's your average viewers, which could easily be hyperinflated because of bots. So what streamers can easily do, and definitely have done, is they boost all of their numbers to really high levels that they really are not achieving organically. It's not real viewers. It is all fraudulent, invalid traffic from botting services. They will inflate their viewer numbers. Then brands will approach them, or they will approach brands about doing a partnership or a sponsored stream, and they'll provide those viewer numbers, which will have the brand then give them higher pay than what they should be receiving. And the brand will pay this money under the impression that it's being served to X amount of viewers. And those viewers, they're assuming, are real, legitimate human beings with a pulse, but in reality, a lot of times, it's being served to bots. Aren't even there, aren't consuming it at all. So they're paying a lot of money to be put in front of bots without their knowledge. In some cases, of course, that's not every case. As I mentioned earlier, there are some brands that have been accused of botting the sponsored stream itself in order to float more visibly to like Twitch in whatever category they're in. So there are definitely some brands that are more than fine with using botting services to make it seem like it's more hype and there's more interest in this sponsored stream. Like, wow, there's 20,000 viewers here to watch, the poop that took a pee 2.0 just dropped. Look at all these people in here that are watching this sponsored stream. Meanwhile, it's the agency itself that is paying to boost those numbers. So both of these things happen where a brand will be none the wiser that what they are paying for is not getting served to real human beings that they expect it to. It's getting served to bots. And there are some brands that pay to actually just use the bots to try and generate this artificial hype around something. The way that bots function in the Twitch ecosystem is fucking crazy. I really am kind of surprised Twitch hasn't faced more problems from these companies for it. Like companies that might feel defrauded. Like they paid hand over fist to these streamers based on these viewer numbers only to learn, well, they're all being botted because Twitch does not care about botting. They kind of gave the soft green light that they're not going to crack down on it and don't really give a fuck. I imagine some brands would be really pissed to learn that. And I'm surprised they haven't, called out Twitch or tried to handle this litigiously or something about it. I don't know. I just found that to be a little interesting because it is very clear botting is a huge issue on Twitch. When they finally took their first real step in fighting against this menace, their overall platform viewership dropped 24%. And that's just the first snowball in an avalanche of bots, I imagine. That is the first wave. Can you imagine if Twitch actually deleted every bot from the platform? I wonder how high that percentage drop would have gone. You know what I mean? Now, in reality, I don't think that's ever going to happen. It's a very tall order to fight and delete every bot when these services are constantly going to be doing everything and spending tons and tons of money of their own to evade bot detection because they have so many clients that use them. There will probably always be bots on Twitch. Not only on Twitch, it's obviously on YouTube and every other streaming platform as well. I understand that. And also, I feel as though Twitch might be apprehensive about this anyway. Like, if Twitch had a magic button that they could press it, and it would guarantee every bot and all invalid traffic would be banned on Twitch from this point forward and could never return. It'd basically be like in K-pop Demon Hunters when they fully seal away all the demons, they can't return. If Twitch could do that right now, I think they would be very apprehensive about it because we just saw them take one step in fighting bots and they lost 24% of their viewer base over the last few days that it's been there. Like, that's a huge drop. And if they did it even harder, that number would only climb. And I imagine they would be worried about all of their brand partners starting to jump ship like, oh no, Twitch is dying. Look at this graph. You see how there's no more views? It's all dried up. Time to pull our ad spend from Twitch. I think they would be worried about the future of Twitch if they did that because their viewer count numbers would be so much lower, significantly lower, that they'd probably be getting hit financially pretty hard from all of these sponsors that are paying money to be put there. And brands don't really care about, the nuance of what the numbers say. They only care about what the numbers indicate. So most of the brands, I imagine, would see this. And in fact, some of them are probably already worried with the 24% drop. But if it got even higher, some brands would probably see this and they wouldn't take into account like it's all bot activity. They would see this and be like, nope, this is dangerous. This is not worth the ad spend. We're pulling out. And even if they did bother to take a little bit of time looking into it, they might feel slighted by Twitch for letting this bot problem persist for so long, and they were spending so much money for what ultimately amounted to a lot of invalid traffic. So I think Twitch would be really skeptical about getting rid of every bot, even if they could. Which is why I was so surprised that they went this hard out of the gate against the bots and actually did make a dent in it. And I hope they continue to do this. I hope that they didn't, like, you know, pump the brakes like, oh, that was a lot. We took a big viewership hit there from all this bot stuff. Let's maybe, you know, pull our punches a little bit here. I hope they don't go down that path. Like, I do hope they continue to make this a priority and do legitimately try and get as many bots off of Twitch as they possibly can. Anyway, that's enough blabbering about it from me today. That's about it. See ya. In life, there is no debuff greater than growing up with a big, pathetic loser as a father. It is just setting you up for a bad time, and I feel really bad for the kid you're about to learn about here, because his father is just a complete total weenie. His dad is directly involving his son in his fraudulent business, which is scamming people for Pokemon cards.
We gotta make sure that everybody's getting what they paid for.
Uh-huh.
You don't want anybody mad.
Alright, so Tay, and then we'll do...
I'm trying to do it nice and safe. I don't want them to ruin their cards.
Wait, okay.
Professor Research, Black Rose Training, Rescue Board, Buddy Poet, Eevee, and I thought it was a good.
Dude hits the Foghorn Leghorn there. Well, I saw. Anyway. This is another whatnot scammer, but this one's a little different because he's turned the scamming business into a family deal. So he actually has his son going through the chat and even opening packs for the chat that normal people have spent real money on under the impression that they are legitimate, untampered packs, but in reality they are resealed, meaning this goober, this fucking slime, went through, took out all of the hits, but then put a bunch of shitty cards in there and resealed it, and is now selling them for full price, well, scalper price, which is even higher than full price, to unsuspecting victims on Whatnot. And you can even see in this first pack here, packs do not open like that typically. These packs are fucking falling apart, and it's not like some conspiracy theory that people upset they didn't get big hits from are making up. He even gets caught towards the end of this, where he repackaged the pack incorrectly and he just says, bud, we got caught. And so then he starts talking about how they got caught red-handed, telling his son that they're going to have to, you know, stop for a little while and wait till people leave because, well, they just got their scam exposed. So he is literally teaching his kid how to be a piece of shit like him. That is the legacy he is leaving behind to his son, how to scam people for Pokemon cards. Is there anything more pitiful? What a fucking embarrassing loser of a father.
Be careful, okay?
Shoot,
Don't worry
okay,
about it. Just
fine.
be careful with the cards. Can everyone tap the screen and get some hearts for these guys? Thank you so much, Bedazzled. Wow. That is love.
This is a problem heavy. You're doing this race and it's a blessing. Oh, luck, Pokemon, luck. Share this live stream, Tay.
Yes, share this live stream. Thank you so much, guys. You guys deserve the world. I'm happy you're doing this with your son. It's a blessing. Thank you so much, guys. Almost. Remember, you got to keep it there. Is it a hit? Is it a hit? Almost.
It's so sickeningly shameless. Not only does he use his son to open and peddle these fake resealed packs to people that have bought them, he also uses his son as a marketing tool, telling people like, oh, look how wholesome this is. Dad and his boy just opening some packs. You know, this is our little homegrown business. Thanks for supporting. Make sure to share this stream. You know, give us a lot of hearts. Like, support us. This is, like, really good stuff right here, guys. So, want to thank you. You guys are kind of like part of our family, too, now. You know that? Make sure to share our Whatnot stream, so that way more people can buy these resealed packs. Come on, guys. It's me and my son. Me and my boy, Junior here. Come on.
Only do Pokemon. We do baseball and football.
This is just no
What's
luck.
up with these packs, dude? I wish I knew.
I guess we're just not having any luck.
I mean, hey, if you wanna give us the hits, I mean, please, we'll be more than willing to take them. That's why I always tell him to not take it off camera so that you guys don't think anything. It means the hits are incoming. Exactly. I say grass.
If you love eating shit, well, he had some great news for you, because not only does he scam you with Pokemon cards, sounds like he also does it with sports cards too. Holly jolly, Christmas has come early. Now, this is when the chat started to realize something fishy was going on. The packs kept opening in really suspicious ways. The crazy thing is, people that buy packs through Whatnot, they've definitely opened some themselves. You can immediately recognize that there is something awry with the way these packs are just fucking disintegrating at, like, the slightest movement of it. Like, these packs just fucking blow up like it's Team Fortress 2 and you just got insta-gibbed. Like, there's something off. And not only that, there are no hits. It's only shits. It's very suspicious, and now he's trying to, like, convince them, oh, it's just... We're hitting a dry spell here. It's just really unlucky. Jeez, you know, sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles, unfortunately, I'm sorry to say. This is my son, by the way. It's really wholesome stuff. You wouldn't be mean to him, right? He's the one opening packs. Also, he's trying to convince people that there's nothing shady going on because everything stays on camera. He's like, this is what I teach my son. We gotta make sure everything is above board. No, you know, silliness with the cards going off screen, because we don't want anyone to think that we're scamming you with the old switcheroo or something. It's all right there in your face, up close and personal. Like that proves anything. It's a fucking resealed pack. It doesn't matter. You didn't have to bring it off screen to scam. You had already scammed before ever going live.
All right. Now, if this doesn't work, these packs have to be refilled.
Excuse me?
Pokey, alright, yeah, hope for
These packs have to be resealed. Alright, Pokey, I mean, if you actually feel that way, I mean, that's fine. I mean
Alright, let's just do that. Don't say that.
No, it's fine, Wick, don't even worry about it. We're not defending ourselves. We I mean, yeah, we don't do that stuff. I mean, we could stop the stream right now, honestly. We don't do that, but if anything, we are literally a part of it. We support the community so much, like we are actually collectors. We are collectors, trust me. We have plenty. We don't need to reseal anything. We have our own stuff.
The fuck are you blabbering about? What are you even saying? No, resealing? Resealing? I can't even pronounce that word. I've never seen it. I don't know what that means. No, we wouldn't do anything like that. We're collectors. We have our own stuff. We wouldn't reseal. The fuck does that even mean? You're collectors, you have your own stuff, you don't need to reseal. It has nothing to do with anything. This unskippable cutscene here is just the worst fucking dialogue, this mumbo-jumbo that has nothing to do with the scam that he's performing. And he couldn't sound more guilty if he tried. This actually seems like in LA Noire when you have the guiltiest person in front of you. He just keeps going, heh, reseal? Heh, ha, 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 ha. Like, you could not sound more nervous.
Just ignore him, dude. Don't worry about that. Not too quick, not too quick.
Ooh, okay. Yes.
Oh, look. Oh, no, but they're resealed, though, right?
Finally, nice.
Got a hit. All right, cool.
Finally.
This was their big gotcha moment, slam dunking on the haters here, proving them wrong. You fools thought they were resealed? Check out this turbo hit here. Meanwhile, the card is worth 25 cents. It is still a piece of dog doo-doo. Like, it is still resealed. They just slid something in there that wasn't the standard, like, reverse hollow trash that nobody wants. It is still pennies compared to what they're paying for on these packs.
I can't wait till somebody gets a huge hit so that they can stop talking. That's black bolt. Don't worry about that one.
Okay. Oh
That's,
my.
see, you're worried about the wrong thing. Look, show him his cards. Show him his cards. Because they're going to think that you're doing something sketchy. Oh, what is that? Master ball or no?
Pokeball.
Pokeball. And green. Grass. Oh, wait.
Another Pokeball.
All right, put it in the pack. Yeah, so that's literally what I was just saying about the yeah, we gotta stop, dude. We gotta stop. We got caught right there. We got a Pokeball right behind energy. Yeah. That was cooked. That was pretty cooked.
This guy is a complete failure in every aspect of life. Not only did he fail at the easiest scam ever of just packing the Pokemon cards in the correct order, he somehow fucked that up. The reason he got caught red-handed there, so much so that not even he could wiggle his way out of it, is because he put the fucking energy in between the hits there. That doesn't happen. That never happens in real packs. And he also thought he turned the stream off when he openly admits to getting caught in his scam. What he is openly admitting to is a crime. It is fraud. He has scammed people out of their hard-earned clams. And he is now admitting to it on camera to his son, telling him, yeah, we gotta stop. We just got caught. That was real bad. We just, yeah, they got us. They really got us on that one, sport.
Yeah. No, we can. Just not right now. Gotta do it later. Gotta make sure all those people get off. And then we do it again. That was pretty bad, dude.
Can't.
We made a good amount, though. We made a great amount.
When he sees his phone, that's when he realized he was still live. So he had planned on just letting this sit and simmer for a little while, so all the people he scammed, he was just going to wait for them to all just, like, go to bed and de-aggro, because they clearly called him out on it. They then knew full well it was a scam, and they've now just heard him admit to it. So his plan was to just wait, so that way they could do it again later to another group of suckers. And he's teaching his son this, by the way. He is treating this like it's a real practice that he is now involving his son in. This is what he is teaching his kid. That is sad. I feel terrible for the kid to have this loser as their dad. That shit sucks. And he's bragging about how much money they made doing it. Talking about they made a great amount doing it. You know, hold your head up high, son. We did great with the scam today. It's so awful, man. It's so fucking awful. This guy super sucks. Terrible father. Absolutely horrible. That's really about it. So, yeah. If you went through and tallied all of my predictions I've ever made across my time on the internet, you would probably find a worse record than the 2008 Detroit Lions. My correct predictions versus my incorrect predictions, it's not even a competition, it's an embarrassment. I have a near X-Men-like mutation where if I make a prediction on something, I basically manifest the exact opposite into existence. But when it comes to Twitch and my hypotheses regarding their rule enforcement and how they're going to handle shit, so far, haven't really missed on that. So Nina Lynn, I've made a couple videos on. She's quickly become one of my least favorite people online. I feel the same way about her as children do about broccoli. I think she is just terrible, and even just having her put on my plate, I want to flip the table. She is just a truly destructive, annoying lobotomite I cannot stand. She also got away with sexual assault that was broadcast on Twitch and unapologetically treats it as some kind of joke that her victim should be embarrassed by, that he even thought that he was sexually assaulted. She openly treats it as though it's no big deal, even though it is blatant textbook sexual assault. But anyway, I'm not going to just regurgitate everything I don't like about her. It's basically everything. And a little while ago, she got banned for stealing from Target, and then she also went on stream to talk about how she's actually stolen a lot more from Target than we even think she did. So she received a ban for it, and a lot of people were thinking that it might be permanent. I went against the grain and said I think under no circumstances will it be permanent. If Twitch doesn't ban her for a literal crime, sexual assault, I can't imagine they're going to permanently ban her for stealing from Target. So I said, pretty boldly, puffed out chest, that I think this will be like a week ban at most. It's been longer than a week, so hats off to Twitch. They've really done the difficult decision here to keep sexual assault superstar off the platform for longer than a week, but I don't think it's going to last too much longer. And last night, a lot of people sent me a tweet claiming that Nina Lynn had been permabanned, which got me pretty excited. I was pumping my fists saying, yeah, whoopee, alright, cool, that's great news. I'd love to be wrong about my Twitch prediction. Now, where's the evidence? Did Twitch make a statement about it? Where's this coming from? Put that shit in my hand so I can start licking that shit like a lollipop, like my nice little dessert here. I'd love this to be true. But I can't find any information on her being permabanned at all. Just that single tweet that now a lot of other Twitter accounts are reporting. It seems to have just been pulled out of this guy's asshole. I can't find any statements on it whatsoever, so I took that with a big grain of salt. And then this morning, the sexual assault savant herself weighed in on this rumor saying, ain't no way MF's making shit up now. Y'all are obsessed. Don't worry, I'll be back. Should I do a trailer just 'cause of this? Even just reading words from her is annoying because she has to intertwine her fake bravado into everything. Oh, it's just so fucking cringe. And what does that even mean? Should I do a trailer now just 'cause of this? Like, that's her response to it? Oh, you made up rumors, huh? Well, you forced my hand. Now I'm gonna have to go down the nuclear option of making a trailer. Didn't want to have to do this, but now I've gotta. Okay, I guess. How tough. The only thing you should be making is a job application. Don't nobody want to watch a fucking Nina Lynn stream. Genuinely don't get who the audience is for sexual assault superstar Nina Lynn, cause her shit sucks. The people watching that have to be the most stinky, unlikable losers imaginable. Like, all she does, especially post-sexual assault, is just go out in public and yell. And that's kind of it. She tries so desperately to make it seem like she doesn't care, but everything she says, every word she types is always like, can't wait for them to be mad. Oh, you're gonna be mad. These hoes are so mad. Post it on Twitter. Fuck your mom. You're mad. That's all she ever talks about. That is not the behavior of someone who actually doesn't care if it's the only thing that's ever in her empty fucking brain. It's so embarrassing. But anyway, the point of me yapping about this again was just about that rumor of her being permabanned. I'm not convinced. There's no evidence to suggest she actually is permabanned. Yes, she is still smited as of this moment. She's still banned. But I don't think that means it's going to last forever. Though, round of applause to Dan Clancy and the Goof Troop over there at Twitch for keeping her banned this long. I didn't even expect it to be this long of a punishment. But again, I don't think it's going to last too much longer. They're probably on the edge of their seat biting their nails waiting to unban her because they didn't ban her permanently for a blatant sexual assault. I don't think they have permanently banned her for stealing. I just find that highly unlikely. But again, I'd love to be wrong. Most of my predictions are, so maybe this one is too. Anyway, she sucks. That's really about it. See ya. I feel like I'm playing an old DOSBox game.
I can't believe how huge they are.
This is a fetish.
At the height of the slipper.
God, imagine what Stuart Little saw, am I right?
Fascinating.
I'm leaving this alike. Oh, this ASMR is tingly.
Dangerous.
Woo! Oh god, he's getting in there. He's fucking splunking.
Into the towway.
Now what?
Now what am I gonna do?
You gotta huff those precious fumes. It's the only option. I have no doubt in my mind this guy graduated with some type of film degree, and this is how he uses his talent. But man, think of where these shoes have been, the stories they tell, the feet they've seen. It's worth it. Oh no.
I think she's coming.
Good lord.
I'm gonna have to stay at the very end here.
Honey, I shrunk the feet.
Too dangerous.
Catch your foot. Oh god, no.
I'm trapped in here.
No, it can't end this way.
I won't be able to get.
Activate Wumbo.
Oh man.
Is he coming?
So powerful.
Oh. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, whoa.
Whoa.
Oh. Whoa. Which one of you cowards just came in my pants? This is like some kind of deranged Lego movie, but real live action.
My opportunity. Now.
Whoa! We've entered an airfield. Jump!
Of the slipper.
Man, Joaquin Phoenix really commits hard to his roles. First Joker, now this.
This giant. Prepared.
Oh, you can't climb that. No one's ever been able to climb that slipper wall.
Edifice. So he climbed
He's doing it!
and clung on to the material.
Sticking in the realm of Batman references, it's just like when Bane escaped. Or
It was a long
Talia al Ghul
way
spoilers. Holy
As he
shit.
got near the top, however,
Where do you think you're going?
No! He was so close, that
he had
blood-curdling
suffered a
scream.
setback.
Fuck me, this audio mixing is haunting.
Onto her giant socked foot.
Oh, he's doing it!
Out.
The hero!
But he had to be very careful that he was not caught.
Well, it's not very careful
Because
there.
if
You're
she
just kind of
did catch
strolling
him,
out
she'd
there.
Squish him off down onto
Oh
the
god, oh
couch.
fuck, it's Spider-Man.
Yeah,
This was
it's...
fraught with danger.
Yep, your old friendly neighborhood foot
Many
fetishist
things lay
Spider-Man.
ahead. There, he thought he was free. Free at last.
It's like those old
He was
Mortal
going
Kombat
to
characters.
get away from his.
What will Tiny Husband do next? How many feet must he fight till he's finally free? And why doesn't his wife realize that her husband has shrunk himself down? Well, we do have a little more. Tiny Husband in the Toy Car. Seems like a direct sequel. Tiny Husband, I think there's something wrong with your car. It sounds like spaghetti being twirled by hand. Tiny Husband, judging by the sound, I think your car's about to get brain freeze. To be fair, I couldn't make this. The editing is too much for me. But I'm glad Tiny Husband was able to pull it off so convincingly. God, his wife is such a bitch. Doesn't she know her husband likes to shrink himself down and play with the Hot Wheels cars? Get the fuck out of there, Tiny Husband, she's onto you. Kick that shit into the 4th gear. No! Is that pantyhose? Oh god! She hung herself. This is a weird shot. What's happening? Is the Lord summoning her to heaven? Well, I guess it's an open-ended ending. Up to the viewer's imagination as to what happened to Tiny Husband next. In my mind, he enlarges himself again and makes sweet love to his wife. You know what this is? You familiar with this expression? That's my fightin' face, looking like Sirius Black on the Azkaban posters. I stumbled across something that actually just immediately pet my peeve. It is a head scratcher. It comes from Dexerto. It's an Instagram post. I saw this myself. For some reason, the algorithm fed this to me directly. Just to try and salty up my cheeks, I guess. I don't really use Instagram. The only time I go on there is to post pictures of me with my horses or chickens or and whatever from the farm, or petting my goose, that kind of thing. So I went on Instagram briefly, and the first thing I saw was this. I didn't do any scrolling or the For You or anything. Just the first thing when I opened Instagram was this. YouTuber Moist Critical weighs in on why The Boys Season 5 has been a success so far. What? Pardon? Excuse me? I said that? What, is there like a Tyler Durden situation going on here? Like, I'm sleepwalking and saying shit like that? What? Me? I didn't do that. Not even getting into the rest of the caption yet. Just that headline alone, I didn't do that. I made a video last night, which is just me yapping about something that stream keeps bringing up, which is, what do I think about The Boys Season 5? There's only 3 episodes left, we're approaching the finish line, and in my take, I was going over why I think this is its weakest season so far. So, like, I don't know if Dexerto just didn't watch it and just asked Grok to put me in a bikini and then summarize what I said, and it got it all wrong and gave me, like, double D melons or something. Like, I don't know how Dexerto could have even come up with this. Like, they are just putting a wiener in my mouth that was never there. Like, I don't hate The Boys Season 5 or anything, but, you know, here, I'll just play you a couple of clips from it, and you tell me how the fuck Dexerto was able to reach this conclusion for their post. I think the first season is when the show was at its best, because what it did was something actually unique, where you have a group of just dudes, just average Joe Schmo, booger-eating, normal goobers, going up against superhumans. That feels like an insurmountable task. How the fuck are they going to ever beat these corrupt superheroes? They have powers. They don't. So they actually had to get very creative and scheme and grind their way to accomplish anything, even begin tiptoeing in the direction of accomplishing something against these odds. So when they did actually accomplish something or beat a superhero, killing a soup, it was a triumph, and it was something extremely big, a pivotal moment. But then, as the seasons progressed, it kept losing that spark, and now it's just soup versus soup, and they're just constantly killing each other, so it just feels so weightless now. And then even the main group of the boys, they get their own superpowers as well, so it just, to me, doesn't have that same oomph that it did in season 1. But I don't want this to be misconstrued as me thinking the show's gone to shit or something. I still enjoy it. I'm still entertained by it. Some of the core members of the boys haven't had shit to do in so long. Like Huey gets dreadfully little to actually do here. He contributes almost nothing now to beating Homelander and stopping all of this. He's just kind of tagging along for the ride. Same thing with Mother's Milk. All of that is in the very beginning of the video. It's impossible to miss unless you just miss the video itself and are just pulling things out of your butthole based on a fucking wet dream you had or something. Like, I don't hate the final season of The Boys so far or anything, but it's a far cry from the way Dexerto is posting this headline about it where, you know, I'm saying I failed the Try Not to Come challenge because season 5 is so good and I'm singing its praises and explaining why it's so successful. Now let's go back and look at the caption. Moist Critical recently praised the success of The Boys season 5, highlighting how the series has managed to maintain momentum 5 seasons in, pointing to its balance of outrageous violence, satire, and emotional depth as reasons for its staying power. This butt is ass, bro. What? This has to be AI generated. I mean that genuinely. I didn't say any of that in the video I made yapping on this topic last night. I didn't have a whole spiel about like, The Boys has maintained its relevancy and its momentum even 5 seasons in thanks to the brave tiptoeing act, the balancing act of dancing on the line of outrageous violence, satire, and emotional depth. That's the reason for its staying power. I never even talked about anything of the sort. He acknowledged that certain episodes felt padded, but argued that the overall narrative still hits hard, with standout performances and bold storytelling choices that make this season one of Prime Video's biggest wins. I actually don't know where any of this is coming from. Whoever wrote this may have just been on ayahuasca and they fucking hallucinated this or something coming out of my mouth. I didn't fart out any of this that they're saying here. At all. You can go watch the video for yourself. That never left my lips. What I did, however, dig my heels into the sand on is what I believe to be delusional take that this final season is all filler. It's not. I do think that this is like the worst pacing The Boys has had. That I completely agree with, but I totally disagree that it's all filler. Because even the things that people point to, like Terror's little brief adventure, his little side quest where it's the banging the Homelander toy, even that little bit contributes to the overall plot in a meaningful way. So Terror banging Homelander culminates with us seeing the fallout of the boys' group through the dog's eyes. It's very quirky, it's zany, and I don't love that. I actually really don't like that they did this angle to show it, but it's not filler. You are getting important information about what's happening with the group, and most importantly, what's happening with Butcher. Because one of the core things that's been being explored is the lack of humanity in Butcher. And how, now that he's completely just forsaken his humanity, he's basically just a fucking shell. He's a husk. And it's something Huey points out a lot. But in this Terror, like through Terror's eyes, as we go through this, we see him care for this dog and want to save it when he consumes chocolate and panics and worries about the dog. And that lets Huey know, that lets Huey see that there's still that human side of Butcher. And that is important to the plot. Seeing what's happening with the group is important. And it's very important seeing where Butcher is mentally, like where his character is. Is there humanity left? And through that, we know that there is at least a glimmer of it still there, a little spark. So it's important, even something as dumb as that. Like I said, I don't love that that's how they convey that information. I think it's kind of shitty. Like, I didn't love the way they did it, but it's not filler. Like, again, I agree with the complaint of pacing being a problem, but none of this is filler so far. People were even pointing at the Firecracker storyline as being filler, when that is the most important one they've explored so far. Fleshing out her deeper turmoil and her motivation, how she is at this, like, internal struggle about God and Homelander, and then they bring in her pastor who basically raised her. This is a very important struggle that we get to see that ultimately culminates with her having to decide between Homelander or God, her faith that has gotten her to this point. And she ultimately chooses to forsake God, throwing away the Jesus figure, and then shortly after, dying after choosing Homelander over God. All of that was very important to see. It's not filler. So that I will lat spread on and fight because I disagree entirely that it's filler. There has been padding. I do think there's a bit of bloat, and I think they're focusing on some things that they don't need to for way too long, so it drags a bit. But it hasn't been filler. I think that complaint is misplaced. And I actually think they've done a good job with Firecracker. I think they did a really good job with her entire character arc. And I do think it's odd how now all of a sudden no one wants to sit and learn about the characters anymore. They just want like action figures colliding for action and violence and gore. Now for some reason no one wants to sit and actually learn about the world or the characters in it that we've spent so many years with now. It's very odd. Because it's not like the boys had ever shied away from giving you like information on these characters and fleshing out like what's going on in their personal lives and how it relates to the overarching plot. They've done that plenty of times in the past, but now all of a sudden it's an issue. And I do think, like, the way that this should be framed is that for a final season, they've been extremely slow for the most part. So the expectation was everything's bubbling over, now it's going to be fucking chaos and, you know, just ass cheeks flying all over the place, whatever. Like, I could understand that complaint. Because for a final season, it really does feel like we are not in the end game. It feels like they are making this with still like the thought that they have 12 episodes left to go, when really there's only 3. So I don't see a world where this wraps up in a satisfying conclusion, because even with 3 episodes left, I feel like we're not even close to getting there. Because they have spent so much time on other things, probably for too long. But I just completely disagree that it's filler. All of it has contributed to the plot and pushing it forward. Granted, I don't always agree with the ways that they're doing it, like with the Terror plotline, but it's not filler. That's the only thing that I've been fighting for in regards to The Boys Season 5. But I agree that this has not been an amazing final season. So I don't know why this headline has popped up here. They didn't even watch the video, and the things they said that I was praising and commending, that wasn't in the video. I think they did a good job with A-Train in this season. I think they did a good job with Firecracker. And of course, Anthony Starr's Homelander is still always kind of a home run, so I think Homelander's been pretty strong too. But even then, I had a complaint there because Homelander feels much stupider now than he ever has been before, and they've randomly introduced some new weaknesses like Malchemical coming out, who's just an alcoholic gooner whose breath can knock him out instantly. That's a crazy powerful thing to just come out of nowhere with. So, like, I've had even complaints there, too. I don't know why this headline is saying the things it says about my take on The Boys Season 5. Especially that little nugget they drop in there about how I was giving flowers to their bold story choices. What? Another thing I complained about in that video that they're referencing is one of the story choices they made that I really think almost ruined the entire character with Kimiko. Kimiko being able to speak, I think, is such a strong decision, and it's something they gradually built up to for years across multiple seasons. And now having her speak, I think, is a good choice, but what they've done is they've wiped their ass with it by having her only talk in porn and Zoomer slang, just fucking Gen Z slang from TikTok, which they even point out in a moment of self-awareness, but then they just lean into it and go whole hog, and that's all she ever says now. So they took a character who was emotionally very deep and strong, and now they've reduced her to very one-dimensional, just regurgitating porn and Gen Z memes and slang. Like, that's very disappointing, and I think it's a disservice to the character that they spent so long building. So I haven't been praising a lot of their choices that they've made. I don't know where that's coming from Dexerto. And by far the most confusing thing about all of this, why is it even a post in the first place? Who gives a fuck? Even if I was just meat swallowing The Boys Season 5, why is that even worth like a pseudo article, I guess, or the Instagram post? What is the purpose? It's like there's literally nothing there at all. I don't understand. Like, Dexerto's done like some decent reporting in recent times, like more so than they had in the past where they were just grabbing fucking clips from Livestream Fail. Like, they have been at least diving more into some of like the more modern stories they've covered. But why do they also have to do this shit too? Why can't they just stick to like the decent stuff? This doesn't make sense to me, and I'm very confident that this is an AI piece that they've made. I don't think there is a single human being that will have watched that video I made yapping about the boys and walked away with this impression and this summary. It's very peculiar. I had to talk about it a bit. It was so weird. That's really about it. So yeah. About 10 months ago, I made a video talking about the Neo robot, which was this Jetsons level technology that was fundamentally a household chore bot. And I've always been skeptical when the claim is made that it's right around the corner, because you hear that for every piece of tech ever, and then half of it just kind of fizzles into the fucking ether, just falls into the back rooms, never to be seen again. But now, 10 months later, I got a bunch of egg on my face because the Neo robot is here. And it's affordably priced. It's a very cost-conscious $20,000 for the household chore bot. You're losing money not buying this thing. It can do so much. Kind of. To a certain extent. It does chores. Now, Marcus Brownlee just made a video kind of going over his qualms with this robot, and I think he brings up a lot of good points. Points that I also briefly mentioned when even just talking about this from a conceptual standpoint, even before the price was revealed and even before they showed its actual capabilities here with chores. It is just... I don't see a world where it makes sense to own this, even if you do just have $20,000 shoved in your fucking prison wallet. If you got $20,000 floating in your colon and you're looking to get it out, I think there are significantly better uses for it than buying the Neo robot.
So meet Neo, potentially the most futuristic product we've ever seen. This thing is a full-fledged humanoid robot, 5'6", 66 pounds, 4-hour battery life, self-charging, and it lives in your house. It's finally here.
Now, 10 months ago, the design of the robot looked fundamentally the same, and I think they do still have similar faces. Back then, the main one I saw looked like Shaka from One Piece, or it looked like fucking Dynamo from Deadlock. Now they have like those two little eyeballs and like a leather mask there. It almost kind of just looks like Jason Voorhees' mask to a certain extent on this thing's face. And I think having it be 5'6" is obviously the best possible decision you can make. That is the optimal height. I think most human beings would like to spec into that if they could choose their height. Luckily, I was blessed with 5'6" naturally. I wasn't, needed to be created in a lab to achieve that. But I understand why they went with 5'6" at the very least. And the rest of the specs here sound pretty good.
It's a housekeeper. It has the same dexterity as a human because it's shaped just like a human, walks around on 2 legs, has 10 fingers. It can fold laundry and put it away for you, or it can do the dishes for you from start to finish and then put everything away. It can go around and water the plants outside or inside on a perfect schedule, and it never forgets a single plant. And then it'll go around and vacuum and tidy up the house if anything gets left out. It always knows where everything is. It can find the TV remote, and it'll basically actively do all the chores that you know you have to do, but you don't actually want to do. And when it's done, it goes back to its little docking spot and charges itself.
That fully sums up the purpose of Neo. It exists to do the chores you don't usually feel like doing for 20,000 clams. So it'll go do these things to varying degrees of success, but it will do them, and then it goes and then chains itself to your wall. It goes and plugs itself in and charges itself. That's really about all that it does. Except, of course, for those little JoJo Siwa dance moves you saw it do there for a second. Other than that, it's just focus on doing chores. Its goal is to, fucking pass the butter and fold the clothes. That's really it. Now, a lot of people talk about, this is for lazy people, like people that don't want to do chores and just want, this robotic servant to do it for them. But really the main clientele, as far as I can tell, is that it's aiming to help elderly or disabled individuals whom these kind of activities are more difficult for. But at a $20,000 price tag, that's not exactly a reasonable price to try and help there. And I imagine, as Marcus Brownlee also points out towards the end of the video, that's not going to be a demographic that's really, enthusiastic about being an early adopter of this, because basically you're guinea pigging this thing. This is so new. This is such brand new technology. It's still pretty primitive here. You are beta testing it for a $20,000 buy-in. But there are, admittedly, other options that are less than 20K. Like if you want to rent it, from what I can tell, there's like monthly installments you can do. But even still, it is extremely expensive for this.
This is available to order? This feels like it could be the best tech announcement of all time in 2025, except this isn't real.
You know what is real, though? The Starforge solo leveling collab. Starforge just dropped its PC in collaboration with Solo Leveling. It's available right now. You can click the link in the description below. There's also a big Halloween PC sale. Marques Brownlee goes on to mention that one of the main things about it not being real is how they're claiming you can order it today, making you believe that it's here and it's available now. I can go right now, get my Neo ordered, and it'll be here lickety-split, and then I'm going to have my nice little household chore bot running around. I can slap him on the ass and tell him, good game, keep up the good work, and then he'll, you know, maybe give me a cool catchphrase like, I've got nipples, Greg, can you milk me, or something, then he'll go charge himself, all my chores are done. It's not here. This is a pre-order, and there are options for a $500 a month subscription or $20K to own it outright. And it's expected to deliver sometime next year, but there's no actual real delivery date that we know of at the moment. So it's not here today or anything. It's still right now just an idea that you are pre-ordering with the hope that it will be delivered when they say it is. But that's not the only thing that makes this not real.
My issue with this product is the gap between what it's actually capable of today and what they're promising as they take your money today. Like, I think when people watch a video like this, they expect that this robot has some sort of built-in artificial intelligence that allows it to recognize objects and navigate around on its own and learn your house and be productive for those hours while you're gone. And that, I think, would be a reasonable thing to get out of watching that video, because that's what it's designed to show. That's what you're supposed to feel. That's the dream.
He is exactly right. When you watch these showcases, what they're selling you on is a pipe dream. But what you're getting is the crack pipe. You watch these videos and you're under the impression that this robot has the ability to like recognize things in space and accomplish these tasks like Sonny from iRobot or something, like what you've seen in movies throughout the decades, where this is a robot in like the truest sense of the word that you picture up here in your noodle. And that this has like some kind of AI driven components that are able to somehow like, you know, figure things out for itself so it can do your chores. But that is not the reality of what is actually being done here to get the robot to accomplish these tasks.
But that's not actually what's happening. So Joanna Stern, the legend, she did a video with this Neo robot also this week where the company showed her all of the things that it could do. And turns out 100% of the things that they showed her were remotely controlled by a human in another room wearing a VR headset with controllers. That's not exaggerating. 100% of the stuff they showed her. The carrying things around, the loading up the dishwasher. I mean, look at this thing. Yeah, all of this is teleoperated. And this was a demo set up by this 1X company. So this is like best case scenario stuff.
This is very, very, very different than what most people expect from this robot. It is not doing these things itself per se. It is being teleoperated by someone wearing a headset and everything to control it themselves. So it's basically acting like an extension of their body. They're playing a VR game in your household as your butler, basically. It is not a robot in the way that you think of it. So what you're doing is you're paying $20,000 for someone to come into your house in a robot skin suit. That's basically it. And like very stiffly, like the Tin Man, walk around and very slowly go through simple chores laboriously. Like even something like loading the dishwasher is a Herculean effort here for the Neo robot. And it is being controlled by a human being in the first place. The Neo robot is just the conduit for it. It is just, I think it is very misleading for people that are just going to see this robot do things and not understand that it's not the robot itself doing them. It is a human being that is controlling it outside of that robot.
And I see a lot of people defending this robot online, like, oh, no, there's probably other things that it can do autonomously. They just didn't show her yet. Really? You don't think they would show her the best stuff that this could do autonomously to keep selling the dream?
Fucking exactly. There's always crazy cope from people that are so desperate to defend like massive corporations for no reason, man. I don't get it. How do we live in an age where people are willing to fight tooth and nail, doing free PR for companies that don't give a fuck about them in the first place, don't even know they exist? They're just a piggy bank hoping to stick their dick in at some point. I don't understand where that delusion's even coming from. This is them coming out here and trying to put the best foot forward for this product to try and sell the dream, like Marques Brownlee mentions. Why would they not show everything it can do autonomously? That makes no sense. That'd be the stupidest fucking marketing move ever. Now, he mentions that there are two things in that video that it does label as autonomously performed. One of them was opening a door for a guest, and the other was transporting a cup. Other than that, everything was teleoperated. That's so night and day from what people perceive this robot to be. It is not capable, or at least it doesn't seem like it's capable of doing the vast majority of your chores autonomously. It needs to be teleoperated to accomplish those tasks. So basically, you're paying $20,000 for real steel, like Hugh Jackman's real steel, but instead of like Hugh Jackman boxing and having the robot throw punches, it's Hugh Jackman cleaning piss off of your toilet bowl, and it's the robot mimicking it in your household. I highly recommend you watch his full video here because he does a great job breaking it down and also going through the footage from Joanna, who is the one that got all of this information and showcased what this thing can actually do. It's extremely interesting. He mentions, and he's right, that one of the big things is that it needs tons and tons of data. So the idea seems to be to push this out to early adopters so that way, while they're using it, it can be gathering all this data so it can get better at doing things autonomously. It can learn all of these variables. And in order to do that, it needs access to individuals' households of these early adopters. So they even have something called, I think it was expert mode if I remember correctly, where you opt in, you give permission to have one of their experts tap into the mainframe here of the robot and learn how to do a task by guiding the robot through it. So basically, he's digivolving into your house, like he's manifesting himself into your house, this expert, into the robot, so that way they can do the task and collect the data and get better at autonomously doing it down the line. And it seems like it boils down to early adopters that are going to spend this money to get the Neo are going to have to be okay with sacrificing some privacy for the sake of science, because down the line, maybe it'll lead to enough data that the Neo can eventually do it without the need of a teleoperator to be scheduled to take control of the robot, look through its sensors in your house and do it. So, I mean, it is an interesting little creature here for $20K. It's a very interesting piece of technology.
5'6" humanoid that wanders around your house and does chores. Like, are there really that many people, you think, that are willing to spend that amount of money and know that they're going to have to potentially give up some pretty serious privacy and are basically going to be a beta tester for some unknown number of years to hopefully maybe someday achieve that dream? There are obviously a lot of potential downsides to this robot. It's too small and weak to carry anything super heavy.
As a petite, fun-sized 5'6" man, I took great offense to him saying that right there about the robot. Too small and weak to carry anything heavy. Brother, I can carry some of the heaviest shit in Florida. I'm gonna chalk that one up to maybe he just, got a little lost in the sauce there. It has nothing to do with the robot being 5'6" or anything like that. It looks like it hasn't been hitting the gym. That's all. But he makes a very strong point here. How many people are willing to spend that kind of money and also be the guinea pigs for this technology for X amount of years? Who knows how long? Scheduling, this company's experts to take control of the robot, looking through their house to do the task to collect that data to improve it down the line, to maybe one day have it be something that's possible autonomously. I don't know. He also mentions he doesn't know. It is just a very interesting spot we find ourselves with this technology here. All I wanted to talk about here, though, is that a lot of people are really misled on what this robot is even capable of right now, because it is confusing. as he mentions in his video, what they're selling you, like the idea today, is not what it's capable of today. They're selling you the idea of what it could be many years down the line, but making it seem like it's here today, which I think is a bit scummy. In my personal perspective here, I just don't see a ton of people being comfortable paying that amount of money and just inviting all of these cameras and microphones that are remote viewable from these strangers into your household. I just imagine most people wouldn't really be comfortable with the idea of someone potentially peeping through those cameras that are remote viewable and these microphones that could be listening. Like, I imagine most people just wouldn't fully trust it. Like, around your family, like your kids and everyone around there would probably be a little on edge knowing that this robot, there is just the chance that someone is looking through it right now, even if you didn't schedule an expert to take control. Because again, these are remote viewing capable cameras and microphones, stuff like that. So I don't know, maybe there is a ton of people out there. I just would be very surprised if there were. But anyway, I wanted to talk about this because I was yapping about it 10 or so months ago, and now it's getting even closer to coming out. They're claiming that it's already here, ordered today, but it's still not actually fully here yet, but I just wanted to follow up. That's really about it. So yeah. Flat Earthers versus scientists. Can we trust science? Well, before even watching it, I'm going to go ahead and answer that. Yes. If there's one thing in the world you can trust, it's probably going to be science. The fucking hot dog man or flat earthers probably aren't the most reliable source of shit you can trust, I would say. That's like trusting the guy who sells you laced weed behind the dumpster to trust him with your finances. Alright, now I'm ready for action. Let's see if we can truly trust science. It's been a question on my mind for a long time. I'd always debate who's more reliable, a flat earther who's sniffing their own farts and shitting in their diaper, or science. And it's really a toss-up.
Hey guys. Puzzle piece. And then one of those pieces just wasn't fitting.
I'm always open to...
To who? Who went through their whole life hollow, knowing that they've been lied to, that the world is not a globe and a piece of them has been missing, and that's why they're still a virgin at 40 years old?
I'd like to tear them to pieces.
That looks like a flat earther. Part-time biker, full-time alcoholic abusive father. Definite flat earther.
My name is Dan Glatman. I work as Dan the Waterman in the drinking water filtration.
Earth was created by a higher power.
Dan the Waterman doesn't believe in God?
Well, I've been...
He must have seen Rick and Morty while cleaning a pool once.
The scriptures in the Bible that point to a flat earth.
I'm all for religion and believing what you want to believe. I think it's very important to find your own answers, but why use books like the Bible as a source of irrefutable evidence?
My name is Wendell. I am a
That's such a sensitive name.
Based,
Wendell.
And scientific flat earth.
Kind of guy that cries when he jerks off because he feels like he's disrespecting the actresses with his sin.
I had a lot of questions. An observation at Salton Sea, and things just didn't add up down there. So we've gone back probably a dozen times.
Well, you can't argue with the facts, I guess.
There is no...
I looked at the water once, and well, it wasn't falling off the side of the planet, so there's no way it's curved.
Discussion groups, panels. We've gone against opposition.
I have a sneaking suspicion all three of these are anti-vaxxers as well.
Earth is its own worst enemy.
Well, they say it in 14 of the documents.
You should read what NASA says, and you should listen to what NASA says. I would love to see...
I would also love to see that. In fact, I'm sorry, Wendell, to step on your toes over there, because I know you're a cornucopia of great information and calorie crusading, but I have to know. Is there actual documents from NASA saying the Earth is flat?
I'm what you call a globe denier.
So an idiot. A fucking idiot. A limp-dicked loser. All synonymous with globe denier.
Would find it to be an ice plane where we have a localized sun and our environment thrives there.
I too like science fiction.
Have misled us on alternative media is just a thing of beauty for me.
When he says alternative media, he's not even talking about alternative media. He watches 4 subscriber YouTubers that are on the run for drug possession charges and child molestation who talk about flat Earth, and then he goes and raves about that video on his anti-vax Facebook groups.
And they're my mind because my mind isn't set. NASA is solely designed to change my mind.
Which it would if you'd read anything from them.
Has been a television program.
Foundation for why I believe the Earth is flat. And
Well, it is, right?
I have evidence that proves it's
Shelby, show us.
What
type of
We're being misled. We're being deliberately misled.
But that's not
by
evidence.
mainstream
So what's
media.
your evidence?
We see too far. We see too far. We should
That's not
be able to
evidence.
see. I live in Dana Point.
Okay.
I can see San Clemente Island. We're 60 miles away.
I wake up in the morning and I can
I'm on
see the
beach.
sun.
I'm on the beach.
That's the evidence. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
By gobs of science.
It's gotta suck being a scientist in 2019. There was like a golden age of science in like a...
What is the question?
I don't understand.
Man, it almost goes far back as like maybe the 70s to 90s.
Anything is possible.
Scientists were like revered, but now there's like these fucking limp-dicked lunatics and dusty cootered old soccer moms that all of a sudden think science is evil.
With people that argue the
Just for a second. You're never going to get 100% of anyone. There is scientific
Except when you're talking about globe Earth.
on a
That's
globe Earth,
100%.
there's scientific consensus on evolution.
You'd be hard-pressed to find a
Not big
scientist
deal.
say
Use the
that's
word
wrong.
theory.
And if you do, then
you
that's a
know
scientist
a
that
theory
should
of
not be in that
science is an
profession.
extreme access to media and limited exposure. Until we're in us university curriculums, we will continue to appear uneducated.
Well,
What are the odds of that, Dan the Waterman? The dude who pisses into the filtration systems of homeowners' pools and rants about flat Earth and sheeps that believe it's a globe?
Galileo.
It's weird that you'd seem uneducated in a university situation.
Authentic one, closer and closer to the truth. We never get there. Never.
Well, I know that's true for you. And
No, that's a science.
Jesus, Wendell.
Many billions of people do not believe, including myself.
And many more billions do.
So what?
So who's right?
Of course I can.
When you say that we stole
Checkmate. Wendell wins again, baby.
that to me is...
The 40-year-old virgin has come with the gloves off and the condom on today.
No, you're not. You're making...
No, sure.
Okay.
We do make assumptions.
God, it's gotta suck arguing with people with the mentality of an 8-year-old.
If gravity
We
is
don't
an
have to-
assumption, you show
Oh,
me
God.
the scientific method how you isolate gravity.
She doesn't believe in gravity.
It's the same thing. I have never seen one flat earther use math to prove their point.
You're wrong, actually. There's on a serious note, there's a flat earth documentary where they did use math and immediately proved themselves wrong at the end of it, so I appreciate it. What the fuck? Didn't the three of you all just use NASA to prove the Earth is flat?
Obviously, any organization.
So you don't even trust your own source? What?
They have individual.
That's absolutely not true, Jim. I wouldn't lie to you.
And the other.
NASA's lying to you, my friend.
If there is one person you can trust, it is Dan the Waterman.
Perpetuate this massive fraud. Why would they?
Mind control, Spencer.
Okay, the benefit of it.
And make our dicks smaller.
$2 a day. Follow the money.
No, the little
Follow
guy.
the
Yep.
money.
The little guy.
That's what then when you
Hear the reasonable voice and say, that makes more sense than having this pizza.
I mean, Spencer, you can argue all day, but Shelby came at you with some concrete shit saying, we see too far. What does science have, huh? How far does science see? You know what I mean, Spencer? Checkmate.
I used to.
Thanks for the
agree
resub,
to.
Ruthless.
So I completely understand where you're
Menopause has not been kind to you, has it, Shelby?
Look, anybody who can overturn Einstein or some major theory is going to be eventually written in the halls of
Yeah.
science for the rest of their
And it could be
But they
Dan
have
the
to come up
Waterman.
with the goods. They have to show good science-based evidence.
Wait until you see the drawing he did on a napkin, Spencer. It once and for all proves that not only is the Earth flat, but men that are above 5'6" are fake. Actors, robots, reptilians. It's all proven. I got Pokemon Sword over Shield because I looked up the exclusive Pokemon, and Sword has a goth Pokemon that evolves into an emo Pokemon, which evolves into a Black Veil Brides member, and I thought that'd be kinda cool. Man, that is the youngest mom of all time. Christ, she must have got pregnant at like 8 years old. Her and her son are going through like fucking high school together. Ah, you've heard of Grease King already, eh? Already making a name for myself, I see. I don't even have a single Pokemon yet. If I remember correctly, Sobble evolves into like a high school incel, right? Like he wears a trench coat. Oh! Sobble evolves, finally, his third evolution into Inteleon. Fuck, I wish I didn't go with Grease King. Should have gone with, like, Atheist or something. Fuck! My roleplay is ruined. Well, I think I'm gonna go with Intellion. As they say, the pin is mightier than the sword. Why is the CGI so bad? It's a video game, it's not Jesus. Oh, Stanley Kubrick's directing has really gone downhill with this new Pokemon game. Oh, can't even get into it. It looks so bad. But I have the entire euphoric community on my side. We may not have God on our side, but we have something far stronger. Enlightenment. Game over. Hop, just give up on your dream of being a Pokemon trainer. Why did he pay me? Just fucking robbed him. It's supposed to be a friendly match to get warmed up, and I still made 400 fucking bucks off it. And I'm getting jumped by a biker gang of Woolos. Give him a temporary name. Judging by his cheek size, I'm just gonna name him Carl Weezer. If he doesn't evolve into like an enlightened being or something with big tits, he's not gonna stay on my roster. Yeah, that thing really is just a dog with piss in its eyes, huh? And that's right, baby. They don't call me Grease King for nothing. No, don't trust that. That's fucking laced with poison or something. He's gonna ask for sexual favors in return. No one just does that. Christ, is even the ATM machine a Pokemon? That's really cute that they have XP share on by default. They somehow took Pokemon and made it even more casual. That's wild, man. They said it couldn't be done. And yet Game Freak said, hold on, I'm gonna make the same game again, but what if it's even easier? Don't kill it. Be gentle. Shit. I mean, this thing just looks like an upside-down ice cream cone on a turtle's body. It's not a very inspired design. It's not really speaking to me. Oh, another chance at a butt plug, whatever. Says who? I'm the Pokemon Master. What the fuck? That's not even a bad name, butt plug? Isn't there like a Pokemon in this game that is like an actual sentient pile of shit, or am I thinking of Digimon? Alright, Carl, prove yourself to me. Kill your brother. Show that you don't mind a little bit of cannibalism. That may be a cute smile on your face, but underneath that lies the heart of a warrior. You only had one Pokemon and it was a Carl Weezer? Fucking idiot. It's a Choodle! One thing that I'm gonna put all of my Pokemon through is I need them to kill their doppelgangers. Like, I need them to commit... Oh, shit. I want to see them kill their own kind. Make sure they're hard enough to be part of my crew. Is that his only Pokemon? What the fuck has Hop been doing while I've been out here putting nuts to butts? Oh, there we go. Butt plug wasn't allowed, but we'll see if... Butt plug wasn't allowed, but Vaginal Jesus... Vaginal Jesus is okay by Doug Bowser's watch. What are the odds? Yeah, let's put her in the party. Butt plug? Fuck no. Vaginal Jesus? You bet. That was gonna be the official name of the Pokemon, in fact. Yeah, let's fucking do it, baby. Let's get a 4-player battle going. Wow, I'm the pedophile cop. That's what they gave me for default? Grease King? That's what they thought of when they saw my name? Mr. Beef. Blake and Cyrus 2010. That's definitely the year he was born. Come on, Blake, ready the fuck up. It's 11 p.m., you're already past your bedtime, mom's not gonna find out. Just commit to getting this ass slaughtered. Am I Dynamaxing? Dynamax! Yo! I don't really know what it does, but fuck yeah! Take it down, baby! Wow, this is the opposite of high-octane action. This is like the Death Stranding of multiplayer. Oh! That's the power of atheism. Get Dynamaxed, nerds. Ooh, Kamehameha waved. That did no damage, but what an animation. Alright, let's get him with the Max Strike! Yeah! After it communicates, of course. I wouldn't want to go too fast. Yeah, I don't know what's happened to the music. The DJ must have fallen asleep. Fuck, this is awful. Holy shit. Yeah, the crowd is on the edge of their seats, baby! This guy named his... He's got my Sobble and he named it Guy Cool. Oh no, my teammate's 6 years old. Shit! No! Has religion won? Don't worry, I'll finish it. Yes! You've just witnessed the power of vaginal Jesus firsthand. Get it with the old tackle. It never fails. I don't know why there's no music, but it really adds to the ambiance. This is like a music video when they take away the music and all you get is like the footsteps and the pitter-patter. I didn't even get to nuzzle. I'm 1-0 in Pokemon battles online, though. Well, that was thrilling. But I'm gonna have to say, fuck no to more of those for now. Why would I trust some random gardener to rest my Pokemon? She totally could have stolen. That could be Team Rocket. Hey, it's the honeycombs from Banjo-Kazooie. That's big. That's real big. I'll catch one if I can. It's male, so it can't evolve. Damn, that really speaks to our society, I guess. I pay this man in light bulbs? Dude's out here looking like Norman Reedus carrying all this shit on his back. Whatever, man. Oh, this is gonna be massive slapping. It's a kaiju fight now. Straight out of Gurren Lagann. What was this shit about you're gonna lose this? This was so fucking easy. Yeah, you best believe that's a real title right there. There is legitimate drama with Ice Spice and the SpongeBob movie. Some of you may have heard her hit new song, SpongeBob Big Guy Pants OK. She is in the new SpongeBob film, and she went to a premiere event for it and chose very interesting accoutrements where she is now facing a lot of heat because this is a kid's movie and she's got her bikini bottoms fully out here. This clip is pure poetry, though, that much I will admit. This is at the premiere, and the Patrick costume, his eyes make it look like he's going, "Auga, auga," to Ice Spice's bare butt cheeks out in the wind right there. Looking like Patrick Starr's discovering that mayonnaise might actually be an instrument. Now, you're not going to believe this. If you're standing up, you need to sit down. There were children at the premiere for the SpongeBob movie. Can you believe it? A kid's movie having kids in attendance for the premiere? Who would have thought? So a lot of people are criticizing this choice of outfit as inappropriate. And I agree. I think it's a really weird choice to wear a sheer dress with a thong where your entire ass is out at the premiere for a kids movie to an event that is attended by kids. I don't know what goober signed off on this wardrobe choice, but he was getting a little too goofy there. It is, I think, a pretty baffling decision. And speaking of baffling, you know what else is going to boggle your mind is the incredible Christmas sale at Gamersups that starts today. You get a free gift with every tub, so go to gamersups.gg and use code MOIST. There's a link in the description. Get some goof juice. It'll help elevate your game. Ice Spice might even fall in love with you if you do. And I want to immediately come in here and lat spread real quick and dispel a rumor that I'm seeing taken hold, an insidious fib that's a load of dirty barnacles that a lot of people are sharing as though it's the truth, where there are people unironically claiming that Ice Spice didn't wear this to an event that was attended by children. She wore this to a SpongeBob 18 plus only influencer event for the SpongeBob film. Even just saying that sentence burns my lips. Like, hey pal, did you just blow in from Stupid Town? You think there is a SpongeBob 18 plus only event? That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. What the truth is that she wore this to an event for the SpongeBob movie that was attended by influencers, but it was not exclusively for 18 plus. There's pictures of her in this outfit at this event with children, like this right here. Apparently that is a 15-year-old influencer that she took this photo with. There is even video where she is talking to a room about the SpongeBob film, and you can see a bunch of kids in the audience, and she is wearing this dress.
Sorry, I'm out of breath. Yeah, enjoy it. I've never seen the film, so this will be my first time too.
There's a couple other clips of her talking, and you can see that there are kids there. So I don't know where this lie is coming from, that it's only 18 plus at the Ice Spice SpongeBob premiere event. That is the most outlandish statement ever. I don't know where that information came from. Maybe Plankton's trying to toss around a bunch of horseradish, but wherever it started, the genesis, it's not true. They're Schmeckeldorfing you with it. I don't think there's a chance for a misunderstanding where it's supposed to be an 18 plus only SpongeBob event, but they were letting kids in anyway with like their parental supervision. I doubt it, because why would there even be an 18 plus SpongeBob event for the SpongeBob movie, which is a family-friendly children's film? Why would they host an exclusively adult-only SpongeBob event? That would be really confusing. That would be an interesting choice. But again, based on all the evidence I can see from her talking to this room, as well as like the pictures she took with kids, I think I could say with a high level of confidence that this was an event attended by children, and she decided to wear this outfit, which I do not think is appropriate here. I think it's a really weird, peculiar choice of dress for her for an event like this, a kids movie, a kids premiere. It's just not the time nor the place to be wearing a see-through dress and a thong, having your whole keister out. Like, imagine I was voicing a character in the new Bluey film, right? I'm playing Bluey in Bluey the big budget blockbuster feature film, and I get invited out to the Bluey world premiere, and I scoot in sideways, get out of my car in a banana hammock, and I'm just screaming, "Bluey for life, yeah!" That'd be some freaky shit. Because it's just not appropriate attire for a kid's event to be wearing some shit like that. And I've seen some delusional takes on this, by the way. I saw some people trying to argue that what she's wearing is very in line for the SpongeBob cartoon itself, where like Patrick will have his butt out, or like SpongeBob's butt. And it's like, well, what's the big deal if Ice Spice does it too with her tuchus? And I have to wonder if you need to be institutionalized if you're actually trying to argue that. That is such a crazy thing to compare a cartoon gag moment with butt to a real-life person going to a kid's event with her ass out. And this is a performer who is well known for sexual content in the first place. I think it's a very odd fit to have her be in the film in the first place. I said that the second that song dropped, I thought it was odd that they choose Ice Spice to do the big guy pants okay stuff when one of Ice Spice's biggest shticks, like her main thing and something she herself talks about, is how overtly sexual she is in her lyricism, in her dancing, and in her attire. It is weird that they'd even choose Ice Spice in the first place for it. But even going beyond that, the fact that she still maintains that at a kid's premiere is just not appropriate. And it's not comparable to SpongeBob or Patrick having a gag moment with their butt. That is a crazy thing to try and compare a cartoon to real life like that. That is unhinged lunacy, and you need to be evaluated. Then I also saw a lot of people saying, well, if you have an issue with this, you must have an issue with the beach too, because there's girls in bikinis at the beach. What if a kid sees that at the beach, huh? Where's the outrage there? And that is also a weak, stupid argument. That is swimming attire at a place where swimming takes place. let's say there's an Arthur event coming up and they want to get excited about Arthur coming back, so they bring out a bunch of kids to a big premiere event and they bring out their celebrity speaker and they come out wearing a bikini. That's inappropriate. That's weird. Why did they decide to wear a bikini to a kid's event? There's no swimming or anything taking place. That doesn't check out. That's fucking peculiar. That's inappropriate. It's just that simple. I don't think this is that deep. I don't see how there's any kind of like debate. You can easily just recognize that maybe dressing like this for a kid's movie and a kid's premiere event just doesn't make a lot of sense. It's not a good idea. And I saw people trying to argue that this is like one of her more modest fits, so she should be applauded for that. You're really going to sit there and try and tell me with a straight face that there is literally nothing else she can wear? It has to be like really revealing with her whole ass out type clothes? I find that hard to believe. Surely there were other wardrobe options, I would imagine, that would have made far more sense for an event like this. Anyway, just a pretty wacky situation here that I wanted to yap about a little bit. That's about it. See ya.
What's up, everybody? It's Critical, and this is a gameplay and commentary for the new Medal of Honor. I'm commentating this while I'm playing it. This is Tier 1 mode, and the mission is Dorothy's Bitch. The record's around 8 minutes, but I plan on shattering it right now. Alright, so let's get to work here. This is what separates the boys from the men. Alright, night vision, because the mission's takes place at night. Pretty self-explanatory. Alright, easy headshot right here. Oh, well, shit. There we go. Double, triple, oh, no problem. No problem, cleaned it up. No problem. Ah! Oh! Oh, that scared the shit out of my mouth. Oh my goodness, I just saw something out of my peripherals that looked like a Ninja Turtle was rubbing its dick on my wall. Oh, turned out it was just a leaf. Holy shit. Oh. Oh my goodness, I'm suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder after that one. Thank goodness I'm not fighting anybody. Probably would have lost it right then, would have been the end of the line. Oh gosh, I don't even know if I can finish this. I'm playing with fire, but I'm gonna give it a try. Where am I supposed to go? Oh, here we go. Campfire, alright, good shit. Grenade incoming. Yeah, game on. There's always gonna be one survivor too, no matter what, so I'm just gonna stab him a few hundred times here real quick. Alright, I think I got him. Let's move along. What the fuck is causing this leaf to stick to my wall anyway? What the fuck is this? This sorcery? I have no time. Can't be distracted either. This is a difficult part. Oh, I'm missing all these shots. What the fuck? Oh, we're going loud. Alright. Alright, we're in the combat zone. Oh, whoa! We're under siege! Oh, fire from the hip! Oh my goodness. That was insane. Oh, grenade almost got me. Didn't even see it. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness, I'm still being hit! I don't know where from! Oh, get to the shelter! Oh shit! Oh my goodness! Oh. Oh my. That was too close for comfort. That invaded my danger zone. You know, this is a good place to be, but you never get anywhere in life unless you take some risks. So I'm moving out. You know, I'm going without the night vision too. Fuck the night vision. That's a poor call. Put it back. Alright, here we go. Headshot. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, get that out of here. Alright, oh. Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of them. I can take you all out. Oh, yeah. Triple kill. Alright, there's only a few more, I think. Hopefully. Oh. Oh, no. No! Sustaining heavy fire! Oh, shit. Oh, whoa! What's he doing there? Got him. I will take refuge behind this rock. I just have to wait for my character to get off his period here and get that bleeding off my screen. There we go, that was a quick recovery. That's some of that maxi tampons or whatever they're called. That's some good shit. Alright, oh, fucking tree disguising itself as an enemy. What the hell? There we go, gotcha. One more, hopefully? Maybe? Maybe? Is that it? Is that, no, what? He's invincible! Got him. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Planting this charge, let's get this shit. Alright, head for the hills! Big time explosion. Michael Bay shit right here. Boom! Yeah. Now, come on now. You guys are holding me back. Buddy boost. There we go. Alright, well, I'm about 3 minutes in, and if I remember this mission correctly from the campaign, I think I have to mark a truck with my binoculars. I'm not really sure, though. I beat the campaign a while back, so can't really remember if that's what I'm supposed to do. About to find out soon, though. So it'll be a surprise to everybody. Let's see. Oh, yeah, this is definitely it. Oh, I remember this. It takes about a decade or so before I finally get the option to do this. So you know what? I'm going to utilize this time to swat this fucking leaf off of my wall. Alright, come here, leaf. Alright, let me set the controller down. Alright, come here, leaf. Oh, justice is served! Oh, yeah, got it. Why is my character moving? Is my dick playing for me? And I'm back in control. Okay, there we go. Alright, now that's why my controller was moving. See, I'm using a different controller than I usually use. This one has a natural tilt on the left analog stick. It gets stuck at the top left. I don't know why, but it's not really worth fixing because it's not that troublesome, really. Alright, well, at least I can finally finish this mission now. I vanquished the leaf. Now, let's move on. Come on now. I'm at 4 minutes. I got over here at 3 minutes. It's been over a minute just to mark this damn truck. Wow. Astounding accuracy. That's exactly where I was aiming. Yeah, that's incredible. Wow. Wow, this is... Yep. Good work, G.I. Joe. Alright, come on now. There we go. Finally. Now this next part, I do remember this next part quite well. It's very difficult. Especially since I'm running low on ammo. There's like 700 enemies. I completely forgot that I can slide. Damn it. That would have been a useful thing to do. Shit. Oh my gosh, he's dodging my bullets! Damn it! Ah! No scopes! Shit! Ah! No scope montage! There we go. Oh, hey, well, that worked. Moving on to the next wave of enemies. Should be a little easier now, though. I'm not being bombarded. Oh, damn it, damn it. Oh, I see him. Got him. Ooh. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my gosh. Why do I keep leaning to this? Oh, yeah. Left bumper leans to the side. I forgot. In multiplayer, it switches to, like, the secondary. I didn't know that. Alright. Alright, well, I'm really in a time crunch here. I have about 3 minutes to complete this mission to break the record, and I'm not sure if that's even possible, but I'm gonna give it a try anyway. Alright, there's only... Oh my gosh, there's a lot back here. I thought there was only a few! Ah! Oh my goodness. Dookie juice! Shit! Reload! Ah! Oh my goodness. How many more are there? Oh, I think my team just killed most of them, I think. Oh, I'm out of bullets. Didn't even realize it. I got my pistol, though. That's all I need. That's all I need. Alright, well, this gun could probably help out a little more than that. Might as well pick it up. Oh, got it. Good work, team. Good work. Well, this is really going to put a mark on my time here. I have to wait for my squad to get up here to move this this plank over in this direction. Because apparently that's a pretty high altitude to climb, I guess. Alright. Yep. I don't really know why it needs to be moved. We can still ascend it at that angle, but I guess it's more convenient this way. I don't know. Alright, now I have to wait for everyone else to get up here. Okay, that added a little bit to my time. Alright, now that we've basically climbed Mount Everest here, now it's time to go to this short cutscene which puts another 20 seconds onto my time. Alright. Oh yeah, this reminds me right here. I don't know if I'm the only one that noticed this, but almost every character in this game except one has a beard. I bet that fucking rock over there has a beard. It's pretty remarkable how diligent they were with putting beards in everyone. Well, that kind of disproved my point. That's the one character I was talking about that didn't have a beard. The guy that just said something to me. Everyone else in this game has a beard. I mean, but the beards, they make the game pretty damn awesome. I was playing this game, and that's one of the first things I noticed is that everybody has a beard, and that's pretty fucking crazy. It's awesome, actually. Okay, there we go. Now I only have about 30 seconds, so get this door out of my way. Get that shit out of here. Alright. Alright, I really gotta haul ass here. I really can't afford to take this one slow, so I'm just gonna go all out. Now, I remember there was someone laying down here taking a nap in the cave, so let me get him. Alright. Okay, here we go. This is a very tough part, but I really can't afford to take it slow or anything. I have to rush it. Okay, let's do this. What in the shit? Alright, come on, it's not letting me go through here. I'd like to get to that objective over. Yeah, I'd really like to, but it's not letting me, so it'd be nice if you would actually let me. Come on. Hurry up. I have 10 seconds. To break this record, I have to complete the rest of the level in 10 seconds. Well, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying I'm really going to need to kick in the turbos. So let's do this. No holds barred. Full out rush. Adrenaline pumping. Let's do this. Big time spray. No problem, no problem, no problem. Oh shit. Come on, hurry up the reload. Where's sleight of hand? No! Aww. Well, that's the end of this video. Remember to rate the video, comment the video, and subscribe if you want to see videos similar to this one. See ya. Why do we cry when we are born? Is it because we have to take a shit? Or is it because we just don't know anything? Or is it because we already know too much? I will share with you the true reason we weep after birth. When we enter this world, we know we are entering into a world that has something fierce, something vicious, something terrible lurking in its oceans. We cry because we know Sharktopus is out there.